All right. So this is going to be our little weekly show we're going to be doing, talking about the NFL. We got a couple topics here, and we just going to get through it. And we got stuff to talk about, different teams, what the rosters look like, and just a whole bunch of other topics. But it's pretty much what it's going to be about.
Gang of topics to get into. Jose made a whole list, got a whole football talk, knowledgeable people speaking on knowledgeable topics.
Skip and Shannon, I mean, those are rookies compared to us.
Basically, the best duo.
So we're going to just get right into it. We're going to talk about each roster real quick, what they looking like after just the draft, preseason, everything like that. So first off, we just going to go with everyone's favorite, I guess, just because it's on the top of the list here. We just have the Cowboys. For me, I feel like the Cowboys are going to have just a playoff team like usual, nothing fancy. They have some pretty decent starters this year, but their backups look very weak, and I don't see them doing too much, especially if any starter goes out. I feel like it's going to be a very weak link in their chain, and they're just really going to fold, honestly, once a backup goes in there.
We're going to try not to dive too deep into each team. I don't know if I have to pause that. We're going to try not to dive too deep into each team as we go right here. We're going to get deeper into each topic as we go. But, yeah, definitely the Cowboys. I think they'll win the division. I think it's between them and the Eagles 100%. I don't really see the Giants doing too much. But beside that, yeah, I don't think offseason-wise they really did too much to, like, improve their roster so much. They improved their roster this season, or this offseason. Like, they didn't really improve their defense, I feel like, and that was really what they needed. They obviously were missing Dak a whole lot last year, so with Dak back this year, I mean, I feel like they're going to be a whole lot of what they were the year before, just a lot of shootouts, and as long as Dak isn't hurt, they got a chance to win the division, but I don't see them anywhere close to the...
Oh, they're definitely going to win the division.
Yeah. I mean, well, I think the Eagles are a little bit of, like, a sleeper. I do. I really like Jalen Hurts, but, yeah, I don't see them getting to, like, the NFC Championship or anything. Not enough defense.
So next, we have, to me, the very overpowered Buccaneers. I felt like their roster is a little bit unfair. I don't know how they got so much money to just be moving people around, signing whoever they want. They re-signed their entire team. So, like, they got their entire team back. And that's something you just don't hear of. Obviously, they got Brady, so he's just going to do Brady things. They have a very strong running game, and people did not respect that. I knew they had a good running game until the Super Bowl, and like it showed. People did not know how good their running game was just because they never did it. And obviously, they have a top tier receiving core. I mean, there's like
no question.
It's just one after the other, just amazing players. And then on their defense, they just look very strong as well. Their secondary had a bunch of rookies and stuff last year, and they're already like on year 2 and 3, so they look pretty good on defense as well.
Yeah, I mean the Bucs are obviously easily the best team in the NFC. They sit
I
top
could say that as well.
They do. They made good roster moves this offseason just because they managed to bring everybody back. Because usually you see after a Super Bowl, people get real Hollywood and they go ahead and they try and go off and get money everywhere else. As they should.
Or lose motivation.
Exactly. But it seems like they stayed the same. Like Jose said, Brady gonna do Brady shit. So I'm not really worried about that in the slightest. I don't really have a whole lot of worries with the Buccaneers. I feel like the only way I see them really losing is injuries, but
yeah.
Brady isn't going to like fall off a cliff this year. I don't see that happening. It's not like he does anything to fall off a cliff. And yeah, I feel like the defense is like 1 or 2 in the league. Obviously one of the best. And
that front 7 is nasty.
It is. And their linebackers are insane. That's what I'm saying. So it's like, no, I see them winning the NFC this year, and as long as there's no injuries, you're probably going to see them in the Super Bowl again.
It wouldn't surprise me if they went and won again.
It wouldn't be surprising me either. And then Brady's going to retire after that. 100%.
So the next team, we got the Giants. And the Giants, everyone is I see a lot of, especially like on ESPN and a whole bunch of other major people, they're saying that the Giants are a sleeper team. And I don't see that at all.
Shit, I'm one of the people asleep. I'm one of the people asleep.
I don't see that at all. I see the Giants as the Giants. They're not going to win the division. They're not. Daniel Jones isn't good. I don't think Daniel Jones is good. He has the Sam Darnold capabilities, and it's just going to be the basic, just turnover. He's a turnover machine.
Truth.
And they have some weapons, though. I feel like their receiving core is a little bit underrated. But, I mean, Daniel Jones can't get them the ball, so it doesn't really matter. Saquon, I mean, I don't know if their O-line is good like that. But Saquon,
I don't think so.
I mean, he's going to try to carry, I guess. Their defense, I don't really see anyone on their defense really too surprising except Blake Martinez. And,
Blake Martinez, I love Blake Martinez.
He's a good tackler. One of their defensive, what's his name? Is it Leonard Williams? What's his name?
Leonard Williams.
He played for the Jets, and then he moved.
Yeah, Leonard Williams, DT.
Yeah, he's gonna do his thing. Obviously, he's gonna get about 10 sacks, and then, you know, it's not all those sacks don't even matter. But I don't see the Giants doing anything special. They're a couple years away from doing anything.
Yeah, I can't recall a whole lot about the Giants' defense, but I mean, I think I'm not as down on Daniel Jones. I feel like everybody else is. The Giants' O-line definitely is trash. I don't really know a whole lot, but they're not very good, and it's like it shows.
Zeitler, and that's it.
That's literally it. Like they showed how bad they were last year after Saquon was out. Because once Saquon was out, everybody knew that they could just rush, and then they were gonna there was just nothing. So I feel like they'll be better this year. They're not gonna even get close to winning the division. But with Saquon there, Saquon's gonna do his thing. Daniel Jones does turn the ball over too much, so he's gonna keep them from winning a bunch of games. They're gonna draft somebody, and I feel like they got a better chance within the next 2 or 3 years. But this year, I don't see a whole lot out of them. They're gonna be third in the division at best. At best.
I can see that as well. So the Eagles, I feel like the Eagles, I watched their preseason games, and their roster and their depth is just awful. It is bad. And I don't know why it's so bad, but their depth is just, in every position, it's just not there. They have a couple of decent starters. They're still just a couple years away from really becoming a contender, just because the lack of depth and playmakers. I mean, they just don't have a lot of players. I mean, I don't even know who the starting running back is. Is it Miles Sanders?
It is Miles Sanders.
So I mean,
if I'm not mistaken.
I mean, I don't even know if Zach Ertz is going to be on the team. Is he still on the team?
I don't think he retired or anything. As far as I know, he's still on the team.
I don't know if he's even on the team because I don't know.
They still got Goddard, right?
They still do, yeah.
Yeah.
So he's gonna try to carry as much as he can, and then they got Devontae Smith, but he's only gonna be able to do as much as he can. Their defense, their defense is not good, and it hasn't been good for a long time. So it's mainly they got to upgrade on defense.
Yeah, I mean they got a first-year head coach too, so I'm gonna be excited to see what he can do. But I'm higher on the Eagles than I hear a lot of people talk about because I think Jalen Hurts is like that. I do. I like Jalen Hurts. I think he
It's hard to not like him.
That's what I'm saying. I seen and even the way he played at the end of last year. I mean, he had that one bad game. I think it was their very last game where everybody was mad because I think they took him out right at the end or something because they decided they just might as well.
Yeah, they were gonna win the game and
yes.
They were just for a draft pick or something, and it didn't even help.
Yep, they basically tanked. So everybody was mad about that. But I mean, I really like Jalen Hurts. I like the Eagles. I feel like they're gonna have to watch out. I mean, I don't know if they'll win the division and beat the Washington football team or Dallas. That's gonna be a bit of a stretch. But I mean, I don't know too much about their defense. I don't know what it is about Philly, but it seems like everybody and their mom up there get hurt constantly.
They do.
That's why their depth is always so bad. Is because everybody is hurt. So I agree. I mean, they could be kind of bad this year, but I mean, I feel like they're a lot closer than people give them credit for. If the coach turns out to be good, and Jalen Hurts is as good as I think they're going to be, I give them like a year, and they're like right back in the mix.
A lot of people I see too on Jalen Hurts in terms of like some people don't like that corny leader type stuff, but I like seeing it. I like seeing it personally.
I agree, because that's the shit that Tom Brady does, and everybody can say, it's corny, like Tom Brady kisses his son on the lips. No, but I mean, like the leadership, like it's important. Like, you know, all the other people in the locker room, like, I mean, those are people that dedicate their life to football, and it looks corny to us, but people that all they do is football, they respect it a lot. So I think it's definitely a lot more important than we give it credit for. So I agree with you. I do.
Next team is the Falcons. I don't even know where to start. Their entire roster is not good. I mean, they have like a couple of pieces, but even him, I didn't see nothing in the preseason from him.
Yeah, no, not much.
He was not flashy. Like everyone was. People already have him as like I think Pro Football Focus has him as the 8th best tight end in the league.
That's crazy.
And he literally didn't even ball out against preseason players. So.
And nobody plays starters in preseason anymore.
That's what I'm saying. I was very disappointed. He had a lot of drops. That's what I saw. For the Falcons though, I don't even know who the running back is.
Shit, neither do I.
So I mean, that itself should kind of explain where the roster's at. Matt Ryan is just going to kind of maybe put up Matt Ryan numbers. He always does good in terms of yards, but, I mean, they're pointless yards. Him and Calvin Ridley are just going to have that same connection like him and Julio. But, I mean, it's just going to be useless because they're going to be scoring, but they're just going to be losing every game as well. Just because on their defense, I can't name any star players on their defense that really stand out to me. So I don't really see them doing. I think they're a top 3, top 5 draft pick for this year.
Is Keanu Neal still on the Falcons, or did he go to I feel like he went to the Cowboys. Am I tripping?
I would have to. I'm not sure.
Keanu Neal is literally the only defensive player I can think of on the Falcons. I can't think of one other one. Literally nobody.
Nah, he's not even on the team anymore.
Yeah, so I don't know who the Falcons got on defense. Obviously, they're gonna be dookie on defense, but they're usually dookie on defense.
I think their best player is Young Hoku.
Young Hoku, yeah, it might be. That's where they. You know, he is one of the best kickers in the league, so at least they got that going. They could build around Young Ho. See where it goes. Yeah, they need to just go ahead and draft a quarterback because Matt Ryan, he's getting a little old. He's not out of it or nothing yet, but I mean, the game is moving away from players like Matt Ryan, regardless, like just a stand there type quarterback. And I don't think Dan Quinn is going to go ahead and win another or get close to another Super Bowl. I don't think he's a good enough coach. That's why they go ahead and they choke at the end of so many games because that comes down to coaching.
He's on the hot seat as well.
Easily. He should have been fired already, in my opinion.
Definitely.
Been fired. So, no, I don't see the Falcons doing too much. I'm excited to watch Kyle Pitts. Calvin Ridley is going to be, receiver number 1, so that's going to be cool. But other than that, no, I agree. Falcons not going to do shit. Mm-hmm. They're going to be at the top they're going to be picking real high this year. Better get a QB.
So, next team on here is the Jets. The Jets they're close.
I like the Jets.
They're close. Zach Wilson was the best quarterback in the preseason, and I think he is going to have a better year than Trevor Lawrence, even though Trevor Lawrence has, like, a worse team around him.
Said it.
Just by what I saw, Zach Wilson was making better plays and was doing better in the pocket. I don't know if you've seen. We'll get to Trevor Lawrence in a minute, but he wasn't as what I expected him to do. I felt just because his team is trash. But still on the Jets, they have like Jamison Crowder. They have a decent O-line. They have some big tackles on both sides. I think they're like both 6'8" or something like that. They're big tackles. Their defensive line is okay. But their secondary, their linebackers, and that's really what's going to hurt them big time. They don't have the secondary at all. And we saw that last year. That's the reason why they had the second pick. But the receiving core, it's close. it's close. They just need to make a couple more moves in about 1 or 2 more years, and they can have a pretty scary team.
Man, who are the Jets' new coach? I wanted the Texans to.
It was that 49ers coach.
Yep, he was the defensive coordinator.
Bald dude.
He was bald. I can't remember his name. I like that dude. He brings a lot of energy. He does. He seemed cool. Zach Wilson, man, he's an active white boy. That boy he be moving. He slings a rock.
He's like that prep school kid.
Yeah, but he be getting around. You be like, I didn't know that he was like that. I mean, obviously, I'm not gonna act like I watched a bunch of Zach Wilson in college. So
neither did I.
No, I'm the slightest. But I'm like, okay. I mean, I can see him doing it. It's just at the end of the day, it's the Jets. That comes down to it, and that's what makes you nervous. I'm like, I don't really see a whole lot happen with the Jets.
Mm-hmm.
He don't obviously has nothing around him. They're gonna expect him to do literally everything.
They're not gonna scare anybody.
No, not at all.
But it's not gonna surprise me if they beat some good teams either.
Yeah, just because on some they surprise them type thing. But like you said, playmaker wise, who do the Jets even have? You said Jameson Crowder. Do they still got Frank Gore? Boy, it wouldn't. I don't know.
I don't know. Just from what I saw, Zach Wilson was picking up a lot of slack.
And that was just preseason.
So,
yeah,
I don't know. We just got to see.
Yeah, they're definitely, there's a lot of what ifs. But I'm excited to see their new coach. I hope he does good. I wish the Texans would have got him.
So, next team we got here is the Panthers. The Panthers, I see them. They're not going to be a low-tier team, but they're not going to do anything super crazy. I've never thought Sam Darnold or Daniel Jones were good quarterbacks just by their play style. They're both very athletic, but they're just not smart with the ball. You got McCaffrey coming back. He's gonna do McCaffrey things. He's gonna. If only they could put him at QB. I mean,
they might try it.
He's good. Didn't he get before he got here? He had 1,000 receiving and rushing.
Mm-hmm.
So he's gonna go crazy again, especially because he's had a whole bunch of time to rehab.
You better go.
I like what's their main? I always forget his name. The receiver.
DJ Moore.
No, he's the second. He's their second best.
He's their second best.
Robbie Anderson. Robbie he's better than
what?
Robbie Anderson goes crazy, and he is very underrated.
Robbie Anderson is good, but he's not better than
Yes, Robbie Anderson he's like that. It's just because he's on the Panthers that you can't see him like that. And he was on the Jets before, so he's been on some pretty doo-doo teams. Mm-hmm. And he's had Sam Darnold for both, so who knows? But nah, the Panthers defense is also making upgrades. They got that new corner. I forgot his name.
He's really good.
I think he's from North Carolina State or something like that. They got that Brian Burns. He's just all over the field. So they got a couple pieces they can build around, but they're still a couple years away as well.
Yeah, the Panthers. I mean, they got year 2 coach is Matt Rule. The Panthers are another one of those teams that got a QB that just didn't work somewhere else or just stopped working somewhere else. So kind of like the Colts got Carson Wentz. Now Sam Darnold goes from the Jets to the Panthers. I'm excited to see what that boy gonna do. I feel like he's gonna ball out. I really do. I feel like he's gonna go over there. Everybody's gonna be like, damn, the Jets just be fucking everybody up. Which we kind of do.
He's gonna play pissed.
Mm-hmm. And I feel like he's gonna ball out as long as he don't try and do some shit. Because that's the only problem with Sam Darnold is he tries to do too much. Mm-hmm. And then he ends up throwing picks and stuff, and you're just like, "What are you doing, bro?" Because he just feels like he has to carry. I feel like the Panthers roster is
the Jets
good.
were really bad. So
yes. But if Sam Darnold doesn't do good, looking at that roster right there, PJ Walker. I love PJ Walker. I do. That boy he's different. He's different.
He's gonna be he can't do nothing crazy in the NFL because it's been proven.
I don't know. But regardless of it, Sam Darnold's not going to have to win them a bunch of games because their defense is good. The Panthers' defense is not bad.
They have a decent O-line.
Yep. And, and their O-line is okay. Their D-line is godly. He got Christian McCaffrey to go ahead, and he's going to come back and do Christian McCaffrey stuff. He's only gotten hurt that one season. I don't see him getting hurt again this year. Knock on wood. But, yeah, their defense is going to ball out. Brian Burns could be, Defensive Player of the Year. I really like Brian Burns. They're going to ball.
They just picked up Royce Freeman. He was the Broncos' backup. He's a like a power runner, I guess, to fill in the void of Mike Davis. I think he went to the Falcons, so they're gonna.
Look at that! You remember the Falcons running back?
I think he went to the Falcons. I'm not sure. Wherever he went, but yeah, that's pretty much. I mean, the Panthers are gonna, they're gonna be a mid team. They're gonna be like in terms of. I see them as like an 8 to 9 win max team.
I say either they're gonna be like trash, like garbage, like like barely any wins, like 4 or 5, or they're gonna like really shock everybody and then be up there, like win their division and then get to like at least the divisional round in the playoffs. I see either playoffs or they're gonna be nothing.
So the next team we got is the Chargers. The Chargers, I feel like they're kind of a sleeper team, and I hate to say that because I'm just a Broncos fan. They got a roster, and it's a bunch of dudes you don't know, but they just get the job done somehow. Justin Herbert, he's like that.
Justin Herbert is easily a beast.
I don't know how he's like that, but he's like that. I thought he was one of the worst overrated quarterbacks coming out of college, and he proved me wrong. He proved me wrong. Austin Eckler, I mean, when he's in, he's good.
When he's in, now his ball head ass always hurt.
He is always hurt. Keenan Allen is very underrated as well. He be making plays,
and he always does good, and he doesn't really get hurt like that either.
Nuh-uh. Other than that, I mean, they lost a couple receivers, so their receiving core is a little weak. They have Mike Williams still, but he isn't a playmaker like he used to be. So I don't really see them doing crazy in the offensive game. But somehow they still manage to just get points, and I don't know how. They have a decent O-line. It's nothing crazy. Their defensive line, I can't name anyone on their front seven besides Joey Bosa, and I feel like he's kind of fallen off.
That boy has fallen off. His brother is way better.
They're just they're kind of all over the place. They have a couple people in the secondary, but I don't know. They get the job done somehow. I don't know. It's kind of scary, especially when we have to play them twice. I don't see how they keep winning these games sometimes. So,
with the Chargers, Justin Herbert, I mean, that man is going to be, I feel like he could win MVP this year. He's set up for one of those type seasons. Like,
I don't know. I don't think they got the roster to do that.
I don't know, bro. I really think like they might be set up like the Chargers. I think the Chargers think that they're like could be a Super Bowl year. I really think that because it's not like it took too long with Patrick Mahomes. Everybody was looking at Justin Herbert this year and he was just a rookie. Everybody was looking at him like he was already like top 5 QB in the league. And I don't think that's too outrageous of a statement, really, in my opinion. I feel like the Chargers offense is set to be pretty good if Austin Eckler's ball-headed ass can stay in the game. If Keenan Allen is I feel like he's like a watered-down, light-skinned D-Hop. I love Keenan Allen. I really do. I think he's really good.
I can't like him just because he's on the Chargers, but I respect the game.
Exactly. You respect the game. It's because you can't not respect the game. I feel like the Chargers this year are for real, they could knock the Chiefs off. It wouldn't even surprise me too crazy. I feel like the Chargers are looking good this year. Everybody, you gotta watch out. Hope your team don't play the Chargers if you need a win that week, because I got Justin Herbert in my fantasy team. Okay, go ahead.
So the next team we got is the Washington football team.
Oh shit.
So we got Fitzpatrick. He's a bridge quarterback.
Easily, yo.
They're definitely gonna go quarterback next year in the draft. I don't know where. It's not gonna be a low pick if their defense plays like they've been playing, because their defense was crazy last year. Crazy.
Oh my goodness.
I didn't think Chase Young was gonna be like that.
No.
He was all over the place. He's like a linebacker that's playing DN.
He's just a defensive terror, JJ Watt just takes over the game type thing.
I was like, y'all for real just letting him go by. I'm like, is he that strong? So, I don't see their secondary that great. That's their weak point in the team. I I don't even know who their running back is as well. I mean,
oh no, their running back is good. Antonio Gibson, is that his name?
I mean, if you consider that good, I guess so.
I like Antonio Gibson.
That's going to be a weak point on their offense for sure. Terry McLaurin.
Boy, Terry McLaurin.
Talk about underrated on a bad team. This dude he's going to catch the ball. And he's going to run up the field and score.
Act a fool.
He's just a playmaking receiver. So, Washington, they made the playoffs last year on a bad team, like a very bad offense. So, with an upgraded offense a little bit, I mean, they're not going to do nothing crazy, but they're definitely going to make the playoffs again if their defense plays the same way.
What was that? I feel like he was a rookie, right? The one that he played like in they almost beat the Bucks. Who? They almost beat the Bucks. It was like a white dude.
Heineke,
yeah. I feel like they might as well win with him over Fitzpatrick and gave him a chance to see what he could do this year. And then if you were going to go draft you a QB, because I don't feel like Fitzpatrick is going to do anything a whole lot different. Like Fitzpatrick really isn't.
You could tell Heineke was not he was not he was a very good backup.
Yeah, I feel like Fitzpatrick is the same. I wouldn't want to go into like week 1 naming that man my starter, especially the amount of teams that he's been on. If he was a starter, he'd be somewhere already. He wouldn't be moving around the way he does.
He's been the ultimate bridge quarterback.
Yes, and I just don't. I mean, make that man a football or a quarterback coach at this point. If that's what you're gonna do, stop bringing him in and then making him the starter places. But beside that, the Washington football team, their defense is gonna carry as it's been doing. Their offense. Montez Sweat. I mean, they got Chase Young. Their D-line is nasty. Like Jose said, their secondary is only all right, but your secondary can be all right if your D-line is making
facts.
Yeah, giving them the other team no time to throw it anyway. So the D-line or the secondary only has to be okay. The offense just has to not lose them games. If the offense just doesn't lose them games, then they're gonna be like the Steelers. Just like the Steelers last year. That's what they remind me of.
They look decent in the preseason in terms of offense, so I mean, it's preseason, but we'll see. We'll definitely see. For the 49ers, this is going to be the next team. They named Garoppolo the starter.
Did they really? I didn't see that.
Yes, over Trey Lance.
I checked them.
So I don't know who made that decision, but definitely Trey Lance should be the starter. I don't know how he's not. He was making crazy throws all over the place. Another thing, too, their running backs aren't that good. So I don't know who. I mean, Raheem Mostert is pretty good. Other than that, I felt like they should have kept Mike Breida. I liked Mike Breida.
Mike Breida.
He was like that super fast one.
Running back?
Yeah.
I don't remember Raheem Mostert. I really do. Mike Breida, I mean, I'm sure that the run game is real important with the 49ers, too. They'd be moving around.
I felt like they should have kept him. I don't know why they got rid of him. The receiver core is weird because I feel like they can make plays, but they're so inconsistent that it's weird.
And they don't got a star, and the receivers. Who's number 1?
I think it's Brandon Ayuk.
Yeah, exactly. I think it's Brandon Ayuk. I don't know. I'm not sure.
I mean, he's okay. I mean, they're just gonna throw it to Kittle anyway. Kittle's gonna make all the catches. They're gonna make all the plays. Deebo Samuel's there as well.
Deebo Samuel is there, but like you said, I guess Kittle might as well be their number 1 receiver and tight end. Because I would just go ahead and give it to him too. Kittle is one or either the first or second best tight end in the league. I think that's undisputed. So
their O-line, I think, is good too.
Their O-line is not bad.
Didn't they get Jason Peters or something like that?
I thought Jason Peters retired.
I think he went to the Bears. I think he's on the Bears.
Wow.
But they still have that old. I think they still got that old tackle on their team somewhere.
And they got Trent Williams this
That's what I'm thinking about, Trent Williams.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, no, they got Trent Williams. Yeah.
They still got Alex. They have Alex Mack on there. He was from. I think he was originally on the Falcons. He's got to be almost 50 years old. This dude is old. I don't know how good he is still, but their defensive line, that's where they're gonna do a lot of work. They got Nick Bosa, D Ford, Armstead. I mean, mean, you got those three that are just going to be there. Zach Kerr is a very underrated defensive tackle. He was on the Broncos. He's just a big body D tackle. Very good in the run game. If he gets playing time, you'll definitely see that. But other than that, I don't see a lot of on the 49ers. They're going to do okay this year. They're not going to do nothing crazy.
I tend to disagree a little bit. I feel like they're tripping making Garoppolo the starter, but I feel like people forget.
That's going to change very quickly.
I feel like it definitely should change real quick, and they should go ahead and trade Garoppolo. I don't see what everybody even really sees in Garoppolo. I think Garoppolo is kind of trash.
He's been trash.
Yeah, I agree with you. I agree, but people will talk about Garoppolo like you can get a whole lot for him. Like
he had those 4 or 5 good games, and they gave him a max deal.
That's what I'm saying. I'm like, I don't even really remember anything that Garoppolo does. But, I mean, people, I feel like they tend to forget the 49ers were chest in the Super Bowl, and they really should have won it. They just came back on by Mahomes like he does everybody else. Yeah. But, I mean, they were winning, halfway through the third?
Yeah.
Yeah, and then there was another touchdown throw. They probably would have put it away, but I mean,
Garoppolo Sanders.
Garoppolo barely overthrew it. I feel like
that would have won the game.
That would have won the game. Literally, they were that close to winning. So I mean, they get Nick Bosa back, obviously, they get Nick Bosa back. Their defense is cold as it usually is. I feel like they make Trey Lance the starter at some point this season. Trade Garoppolo for something. I see the 49ers. They could easily be in the NFC Championship. They could be.
I feel like they're a couple pieces behind, but they're not going to be as low as a pick as they were this year.
I agree. Okay.
Now we have one of the best teams of all time, the Detroit Lions.
Easily.
The Lions have never failed to disappoint me. I mean, they are the same team every single year.
They're consistent.
I've never seen a team so consistently trash in any sport. They have Jared Goff, who I don't think is good at all. I don't like Jared Goff. I've never thought he was that good. I felt like he was the weak link on the Rams.
Facts.
DeAndre Swift is literally their offense. I don't see anyone else doing anything. I really don't see anyone on their receiving core besides Hawkinson. And even him, they have him rated higher than so many other tight ends. And he gets hurt so much more and doesn't do as much when he's in.
He doesn't. I love Darren Fells, though. He used to play for the Texans. He's 6'5", 6'6".
Isn't he old?
He's not young, but he's not bad. He's a lot better than people give him credit for. He's a beast in Madden, too.
They have and it's sad because they have a good O-line, and then they drafted, that new Hawaiian tackle dude, and supposedly he's one of the highest.
Oh, Sewell or something like that?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, they have a good O-line, but I mean, what's that really going to do in terms of they ain't got crazy running backs or receiving core or a decent. They have an okay quarterback. I mean, I don't see anything on their defense that's surprising me. The defense is going to lose them all the games.
I would have to agree with you. Yeah, I know, definitely don't see a whole lot from their defense. Not a chance. I think Jared Goff, I don't think he's a whole lot better than Fitzpatrick. I feel like they're real close.
I'd pick Fitzpatrick.
I couldn't blame you. At least I can feel like Fitzpatrick. I've seen him win a bunch of games. I don't feel like Jared Goff, actually. I mean, and once again, another one of the things we forget that the Rams were in the Super Bowl recently, and Jared Goff was a quarterback.
Look at the receivers he had.
He did.
He had some receivers to easily get to.
I don't see the Lions doing really good. But I hope they do, just because their coach came out and he did the thing with the quote talking about biting people's ankles and shit. And so, I just want to see him do good, so everybody just has to be like, damn, they're good, and their coach is
It's the front office.
Psycho.
The front office has been awful for at least a decade.
In facts, and I don't see that changing until they decide to sell the team to somebody, which, just like with the Texans, probably won't happen anytime soon. So the Lions will once again be trash this year. Jared Goff ain't going to do a damn thing.
So the next team we got is the Steelers. I saw a little bit of their preseason. They looked okay. Their defense looked really, really good. And I don't know how or why, but they looked really good. Ben Roethlisberger, I think he played a couple of drives. Ben Roethlisberger, he looks different. He looks more athletic. And I don't know how, because he's old, but he looks so much more athletic. I think Dwayne Haskins also won the backup. So, I mean, Dwayne Haskins looked better than he did when he was with Washington. But, I mean, it's still Dwayne Haskins. He's still going to make huge mistakes. Their running backs, they have Najee Harris. So, I mean, he's going to do work.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't see him doing anything super. He's a very strong runner, but he's not athletic. Like, he doesn't make crazy jukes, or he can't jump that high and stuff, but...
He reminds me, kind of Zeke-like to me. Maybe I'm tripping, but it's very, rookie year Zeke-like.
He gets the yards to keep him going. Receivers, you got the TikTokers over there. So you got the Claypool and Juju Smith, but... I mean, they're just going to do the same. They had that one really fast dude, too, James Washington. He did pretty good. He was really trash in the beginning of the year last year, but their defense, I mean, they're going to have TJ Watt back. He's going to put in work again.
As usually does. Their whole D-line is good.
Yeah, you still got Cameron Hayward over there, so
yep.
He's going to do work. I forgot they added Melvin Ingram. So
I don't know that either. Yeah, another D-line should be crazy.
So, I mean, if he stays healthy, they're going to get a couple sacks off of him. For the secondary, they got Micah Fitzpatrick, who I think is a top 3 safety in terms of he just makes plays. And then you got they have someone coming off of injury. It was that linebacker last year.
Oh, Bud Dupree.
Was it him?
I'm pretty sure it's Bud Dupree. He has the dreads.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure
he's coming back from injury. They have someone one of the linebackers coming back from injury. He's gonna make some plays, just because he lost all last year. But Steelers, I see them maybe making the playoffs, but if they do make it, it's gonna be a first round exit.
I've definitely with the Steelers. I mean, their defense is obviously gonna be cold. Nobody's gonna dispute that. Their defense is always good. That's just something with the Steelers. I don't know what it is. It's just like with the Ravens. It's just like the defenses are just consistently good. But I guess it's all eyes on the offense. I mean, if nobody throws the ball weirder than Ben Roethlisberger, that's always been a thing. He does this thing where he throws it over his head. He looks weird when he throws the ball, but Jose's right. That man did look extra athletic this preseason. I don't know what he's been on this preseason.
Changed his diet and lost weight.
I believe it. It looked like he did. And I mean, that's exactly what they needed, because Ben Roethlisberger never did all that in the offseason. That's what he's known for, is not putting in work like that in the offseason. He kind of just
does his work.
And just lets his talent speak, which I mean, he is. I mean, Ben Roethlisberger used to be really good. He won a Super Bowl, but it's
he's consistent. You know what to expect from him.
You do. But it's now, if he's he really put in that work in the offseason, they still can't make that man throw the ball 50 times in a game. Okay, if they're going to do
That's why they're getting the running backs.
Exactly. They're going to continue to lose. They make that man throw it a million times. But if their run game actually improves this year, since it was trash last year, then yeah, boy, I could see the Steelers making a whole lot of noise and actually surprising people. And they're on a mission this year, since everybody was they were kind of... Everybody liked to laugh at the Steelers last year, especially after what happened to Juju. I was laughing at that boy. He deserved all the smoke.
That was hilarious.
He deserved it.
The next team we got is the Bills, who they made it to the AFC Championship.
They did. Surprised me.
Me as well. Stephon Diggs, I didn't think could make that big of a leap, and he made a big leap. He straight up put in numbers. He was getting yards after the catch. He was doing crazy things. Josh Allen, I'm happy for Josh Allen because everyone was hating on him, and then he just progressed every single year. They added Trubisky as well, and he was actually balling out in the preseason.
He was.
So he was kind of playing piss as well. See, Mike Breida is on the Bills. They have the Bills have a very, very underrated running back core. You can put almost anyone in the starting lineup and they're going to do good. They have that type of running back core. And people are going to see that. You got Stephon Diggs. You got Cole Beasley, a nasty player in the slot. I don't know how he's still that good in the slot, and he's old. But he still be making plays in the slot.
Well, he used to play with Tony Romo.
I don't know how he does it. Then they got Emmanuel Sanders, who's somehow very athletic for his age as well.
I don't know how Emmanuel Sanders is still in the league, but yeah, he's definitely still good. It surprises me every time I see it.
They have a good offensive line as well. I don't think Josh Allen got sacked that much last year.
He didn't.
Their defense is what is gonna determine what's going to happen. They have a good linebacking core.
Is it Brandon Cox on their D-line? When did they get Brandon Cox?
They had him.
What?
He got hurt last year with the Achilles.
I didn't even know that.
So, I mean, they have a good front five. They have a good front. I don't know. It's going to determine. Their defense is definitely going to determine their success this year. I don't think Micah Hyde is that good. I'll say it right now.
You going to talk down on Micah Hyde?
I am.
You was talking about best safeties in the league. That man's top 3 for sure, too.
No.
He's easily top 3.
He gets burned consistently and does not make the big tackles. And I've seen it many times last year.
I love Micah Hyde. I do.
He was like that. He's not like that anymore.
Tyler Bass pretty good, too. Their kicker, I like their kicker. He's pretty consistent with it. Yeah, I mean, with the Bills, Josh Allen, that man is a beast. He really is. I like the Bills a whole lot. I see them putting in a whole bunch of work offensively. Like, they're definitely they're gonna score a bunch of points. Brian Daboll is like a fantastic offensive coordinator. I wanted him to be like the next head coach.
They were making some nasty plays.
Yes, they were. Brian Daboll, I mean, he should have been like a head coach this year, but I mean, he didn't end up getting the job he wanted. I think he wanted the Chargers job. Yeah, their defense is gonna be good. I mean, they're gonna be at the top of the AFC.
Yeah.
Once again, I don't think that's too outrageous.
Their offense is gonna put in work, regardless. It's if the defense can hold up against their opposing offenses. If they can cause some turnovers, it's gonna be blowouts, easily blowouts. So the next team we have is the Seahawks, and the Seahawks honestly determine. Their defense is what determines how good they are. Russell Wilson is going to do Russell Wilson things. The running backs, they're always switching. I don't know who's going to start every single game because they're either hurt or they just put someone else in. So I don't know who's really going to be starting for them. It's either going to be Rashad Penny or Chris Carson. And it's most likely going to be Chris Carson, I think. For the receivers, Will Dissly is a very underrated tight end, and he does not get talked about enough.
Who?
Will Dissly. He gets... Okay, so when he's in, he's hurt a lot. Obviously, because no one knows about him. But when he is in, he makes plays. Like, tons of plays. Like, he has almost like a George Kittle caliber playmaking capabilities if he's in, which is rare. Very rare. He has paper ACLs, so he may not be like that anymore, but I think this is his 3rd year in the league, and he does not get talked about enough, clearly. Tyler Lockett, I don't know how he'd be making... He's the toe tap king.
He's still top 10 receivers in this league.
In the end zone, he's going to toe tap on a strand of turf. I don't know how he does it, but he's crazy. Their offensive line has looked better. It was really bad a couple years back, but it got better. Their defense, like I said, their defense looks a little weak. I'm gonna say it.
Don't do it.
Bobby Wagner ain't like that.
Bobby Wagner is not like that?
He's not like that.
I don't know about that one. I do not know about that one.
He is, I believe, a very overrated linebacker. He's not trash, but he is not like a top 5. At all.
Oh.
He's a strong tackler, big hitter, obviously. He's good in the zone, but I just feel like he's not clutch. I really don't feel like he's not clutch like that.
Wow.
Their secondary is not good.
Secondary isn't good.
They're gonna get burned consistently. It just determines how that front 5 is gonna do. Front 4, depend on what their scheme is.
Yeah, I mean, like Jose said, when it comes to the Seahawks, I mean, Russell Wilson did disappoint me in the second half of last year because, I mean, like, the whole first half of that season, I mean, that man was looking, like, easily, like, running away.
Yeah, they had him win the MVP.
Yeah, I mean, he was running away with the MVP, in my opinion. Like, it was like, oh, yeah, who else are you going to give it to but Russ? And then after, like, it seems to happen a lot with Russ. Like, the first half of the season is like, damn, like, y'all remember Russell Wilson? And then out of nowhere, it's just like he's gone.
They kind of have the same game plan every time, so people see it coming.
And you know, Pete Carroll wants to run the ball, but everybody's like, let Russ cook. But then you let Russ cook, and then it seems like that nigga just falls off. So I'm like, I don't really know. I think, like Jose said, it seems like the Seahawks really go how their defense goes. They got a whole lot worse last year when Jamal Adams was hurt, and which is crazy because Jamal Adams isn't even a cover safety. He's literally a blitz. He can just blitz, and that's it. And their pass rush got like 10 times worse as soon as that man got hurt. So I don't really know what to expect from them.
I don't like Jamal Adams.
I don't really like Jamal Adams either.
I don't know how he's highest paid.
Well, he just really adds to the pass rush. It doesn't make much sense because it's not really what you like expect a safety to have to do. I mean, they'll have to blitz occasionally, but not.
I'd rather have him on the team than Bobby Wagner.
Stop, bro. Don't do that. Bobby Wagner is he's top 3 linebackers still in this league. He's right up there with like Devin White and what is the other dude's name on the Bucks? Devin White and what is the other linebacker? He's really good.
Levante David?
Levante David. I love both of them. I feel like he's up there with them because, I mean, like, he's like that. So, I mean, I say the Seahawks go how their defense goes. I don't know what to expect from them. I'm going to be honest with you, which is sad because they have Russell Wilson.
So, the next team we got is the Colts. Carson Wentz, I mean, ever since he got hurt that one year, he's getting hurt every game.
Right.
So, I mean, I don't think Carson Wentz is going to be anywhere. He can't. He's done. I think he's done.
Ooh.
I mean,
it's a hot take, boy.
I would rather have. I would be more safe with Jared Goff.
Oh, stop! No,
I would.
You did not just say that.
I would rather have Jared Goff than Carson Wentz. When Carson Wentz is healthy, fully healthy, he's good. But as soon as he gets banged up in any way, he can't function. Honestly, I'm going to have to shout out Roy on this one. I would rather have Sam Ehlinger in there.
I would have to agree. I would really feel really confident with Sam
I would feel
Ehlinger.
a little bit safe. Even Jacob Eason.
I feel like Sam Ehlinger is easily better than Jacob Eason. I didn't know why Sam Ehlinger went so low went so late in the rounds when it came to the drafts. But go ahead.
They were only mainly the first round. That's what they were looking at. I don't know where. I think he fell like 3rd or 4th.
Yeah, he fell
pretty
really
low.
far.
Marlon Mack, he's inconsistent. But when he's consistent, he's going to put up some numbers.
But Jonathan Taylor, you're just going to scroll past Jonathan Taylor. I was so excited for him when he came out of college. I thought everybody was sleeping on him. And I thought he looked pretty good last year.
He's not going to get a lot of playing time, I don't think.
I mean, I think they'll rotate a lot with their running backs. I feel like their running back room Well,
they're going to have to because Carson Wentz ain't going to be in there, so.
I mean, shit. I'll speak.
Paris Campbell, he's a bust. He's a bust. I don't see him doing anything crazy. He's like the number 2, I think, in the receivers. They got T.Y. Hilton. He's hurt. I think he's gonna miss like the first half of the season. So I don't see what they're gonna do. Zach Pascal's okay. I mean, other than that, they got Michael Pittman. I think he was trying to do something crazy as a rookie or something, but I don't really see nothing. They got Quentin Nelson, who's going to miss a couple games, I think, from his surgery or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Who's the best offensive line in the league, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Their defensive line, I think, is okay as well. They got DeForest Buckner, who I think got paid. I think he got paid some big money. So he's going to put up some work, like always. They got, what's his name as well? Darius Leonard. He's going to get a bunch of tackles, at least 120.
Mm-hmm.
Secondary, I mean, they're going to get smoked in the secondary all day.
Smoked? Yeah, I mean, I'm not going to act like I know a bunch of their defensive players. Except for Kenny Moore. Kenny Moore's good. But, I mean, if that's your best, DB, good luck, Charlie. Like, shit. I don't have a whole lot of confidence in you. But the Colts, I mean, I feel like Carson Wentz, he could have, I think he could, really ball out this year. I'm not, super down on Carson Wentz. I would love to see him do his thing, especially after the way everybody talks down on him for the thing with Nick Foles. But, yeah, I mean, the Colts, their O-line is obviously one of the best in football. Their defense is not bad. When it comes to the AFC South, I don't know if they'll win the division.
No.
I really don't. I
don't know who's going to win that division.
I don't either. I really don't. And so
the Titans are easily going to win that.
I don't even know if it's easily. I feel like people give the Titans a whole lot more credit than they deserve also. And I like the Titans. I do.
They're easily going to win it.
I don't know about that. I really don't. But, I mean, when it comes to the Colts, I know Darius Leonard is good. I like Jonathan Taylor. That's about all I can say about him.
They got that nerd kicker who's going to put up some points.
Yep, he will. He will pick him up fantasy league.
Well, other than that, I mean, they're nothing to be scared of this year. Next team we got is the Vikings. People are saying that this is like a top 3 receiving core. I don't see it. It's good, but it's not top 3. Kirk Cousins isn't going to give... I mean, Kirk Cousins is going to do what Kirk Cousins does, which is nothing special. He's going to disappoint you, and then he's going to surprise you. But you can't have either or every game because that's just inconsistent. Dalvin Cook is going to eat. I hope he doesn't get hurt because I love watching Dalvin Cook. When he's healthy, he is tough to stop. Very tough to stop. Justin Jefferson and Adam Thielen, that's a weird combo to me.
It is a weird combo, but Adam Thielen is really underrated, I feel like. Like, you watch Adam Thielen, like, consistently, like, even, like, I know it's kind of off topic, but when me and you went and saw the Vikings play the Texans in person, like, it was a lot of...
He was the safe person to throw to.
And he was balling. Like, there was, like, a lot of times you'd watch him, and not like it's, like, a whole lot to ball against the Texans secondary, especially that year, but it was, like, damn, like, consistently, like, who the fuck was that?
Yeah.
It's Adam Thielen. So, yeah.
But, I don't know. I mean, I don't know a whole lot about their receiving core. I think they added a couple pieces in the offseason, so they might ball out. I don't know. But from what I can see, it's just going to be a basic offense. But I really hope they got to give Dalvin Cook at least 30 a game. At least.
Crazy. And that's crazy to hear because, I mean, you give him 30 a game the way that he gets hurt. And it's not like he gets hurt, like, I guess, like, he gets hurt consistently, but that's just because you just end up using him so much that running backs just get wore down.
I think it's just because he's not durable. It's not his fault.
Yeah, I mean, he's just not, he's not meant to be like a bell cow back. Like, that man is meant to, like, you know, he gets, like, maybe 15, 16 carries a game, and then, you know.
Maybe not 30. That's a little high. I think.
But I think to be good, they really do need to give him that many. I would have to agree with you because you don't want Kirk Cousins to throw it 50 times or 40 times or even like over 30. Like under 30, I feel like is a good amount of times for Kirk Cousins to throw.
And the reason why he had a lot of touchdowns last year is just because they were deep balls.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, tight windows, he wasn't really making those touchdowns. Their defensive line is still good. They're still going to put up a good pass rush. Their secondary, they signed Harrison Smith to like a 4-year deal. So he's going to be like 36 when he's done on that contract.
God damn.
I think Harrison Smith...
his ass up.
Harrison Smith is okay, but he's been on the downslope.
Yeah, I mean, he's just getting older, especially like as a secondary player. It's kind of the same thing that reminds me of like a receiver. It's just like, you know, that's
they can play old.
They can play old, and especially that like at a safety position, he's more of just like the quarterback of the defense. So he can move around and then he'll be active. I like Harrison Smith. I think he's a little slept on also.
They're not gonna do nothing crazy. I don't think they're gonna make the playoffs, but they're not gonna be on a bottom 5 team.
Yeah, no, I would have to agree. The Vikings are not going to make the playoffs. They definitely go how Dalvin Cook goes for a whole lot of it. I would say, like, for more than the most part. Kirk Cousins, with his unvaccinated bitch ass, he's not good. Like, you have to draft somebody else other than Kirk Cousins. I don't know what they're thinking. I know they're kind of trapped with the contract. I'm not saying you have to release him or something. But go ahead, get that dude behind him. Start getting them ready because Kirk Cousins is not the answer if y'all plan on going anywhere near the Super Bowl anytime soon. Justin Jefferson's good. Adam Thielen is still good. One more note on the Colts. T.Y. Hilton is always hurt, but he will be back to play the Texans. I guarantee whatever week they play the Texans to get his inaugural 200 yards and 3 touchdowns, as he always does. So that's just what I had to say about that. But yeah, the Vikings, they don't do shit. They don't do shit. The Vikings aren't doing a damn thing.
So the next team we got is the Bengals. They got Joe Burrow, who is going to be average. Everyone has him like going crazy. I mean, he's just a basic quarterback who's just gonna be smart with the ball, make some athletic runs here and there. He's just gonna be a safe quarterback. He's not gonna be a turnover machine. But I don't see him being like a crazy top tier quarterback. That he doesn't have those capabilities, I think. Joe Mixon, very good running back with a horrible team, horrible offensive line. The Bengals have, I think, the worst offensive line this year. I think.
Damn, it's pretty close.
They're pretty bad. But Joe Mixon, I liked him for a long time, and people started giving him recognition from last year because Belichick said that if he could have any running back in the league, it would be Joe Mixon. And that's when people started giving him a little bit more credit. But yeah, he's a very smart running back, and is just on a bad team that he can't put up any numbers. They got Jamar Chase and T. Higgins and Tyler Boyd.
Their receiving core is not bad.
Do they still have John Ross?
They do still have John Ross.
I don't think so.
They don't have John Ross.
I don't know who John Ross plays for anymore, but
his ass was a bust.
I was looking at Jamar Chase in the preseason. He had drop after drop.
He did.
He had slippery hands. Did not catch anything.
And he didn't have a whole lot of separation either. That was the thing.
Mm-hmm.
It's like not only was he dropping the bitches, but it was like the DB was on his back, and so it's like not only did you let it hit both of your hands, but you didn't give him a whole lot of area to throw it to anyway. So
in practice, I definitely they showed a couple clips of him in practice, and he was not doing good at all anyway, even in practice. And I was like, well, it makes sense in the preseason. Their defense, I don't see their defense doing anything at all. Their defense is really the weakest link. It's going to be at least a 2 to 3 year rebuild for their defense.
Yeah, man, the Bengals, they need a lot. They do. I mean, I don't see them doing a whole lot this year. I like Joe Burrow a lot. I think he's really good. I would give it at least half a year, though, before he looks anywhere near, like, in the same that he looked last year. And because, that he broke his leg, he's going to be worried about it, especially the gruesome-ass way he broke his leg. And it wasn't just like, oh, he tore his ACL, which is already terrible enough. But that man, like, destroyed his leg, and everybody called it too. That was the worst part about it. It was like he's gonna get behind the Bengals O-line, and then they're gonna let him destroy his legs. So he's gonna be scared for the whole first half of the year, as he should.
You remember that one clip in OTAs where he's like running from all 5 of the defensive line because no one on the offensive line blocked.
And it's not gonna be any different because their O-line still isn't good. They're better. I mean, he's gonna be scared the whole first half of the year, and then until like.
Yeah.
And then he'll start doing like back to Joe Burrow things, which I think Joe Burrow is really good. But yeah, their receiving core should be good. I don't see their defense doing a goddamn thing.
Nah.
So they're still definitely in rebuild. And I was excited with Joe Burrow, but I mean, if they don't get that man an O-line, then it's just gonna be the same old Bengals.
Facts. Next team we got is the Jaguars, and this is to where we're getting back with the Trevor Lawrence talk. I'm a fan of Trevor Lawrence, but I don't see him doing anything. They're going to give him Rookie of the Year just because of his play and how much he's going to have to play. But I don't know if you saw the Jaguars in the preseason at all.
I watched.
They were awful. Like, they have no depth. They have random, like, players, it feels like. It's definitely a garbage team, but they have the main piece at quarterback to build around, but their running game was just awful. Their receivers they're just not good, and you have some big names, and they're just still not good.
Yeah, their receiving core isn't terrible from what I can remember. I mean, they have that one dude, DJ Chark. They have somebody else that I really like on their receiving core. I can't remember his name.
You got Marvin Jones.
Marvin Jones isn't bad. There's another dude that I can't remember his name at the moment.
Who can?
Shit, yeah, I guess not. James Robinson's good too. I like James Robinson. Running back.
Yeah, I mean, he's not gonna be. He's a good 2-back. He's not a good 1-back.
Oh, damn, you gotta do James like that.
Their offensive line didn't look good at all. I saw Trevor Lawrence running for his life a couple times. He got sacked a lot too. I think his first ever snap he got sacked.
I think that was his fault though. He made the wrong read. But their O-line is bad.
Their defense, they have Josh Allen.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they have Adam Goddess. He's like a okay defensive tackle, but I mean, like, there's no one on this team, man. They have Miles Jack, who I think is a very childish player.
Childish?
Very childish.
As in?
He's a complainer.
He does complain.
He doesn't have the middle linebacker qualities. Like, you want the toughest man on your team as a middle linebacker, and he does not have those qualities.
I think he's still a good linebacker. I like Miles Jack.
Yeah, he's not bad, but he's definitely a lower tier middle linebacker compared to the rest of the league.
Not a good leader. I would have to agree with you.
That's pretty much it. I mean, they have a really good punter. I'm not gonna lie.
They got a really good punter.
Other than that, I mean, I don't see the Jaguars winning more than at least 4 games.
They gonna need that punter. You're right. I mean, I guess that's a good asset for the Jaguars to have. You're right, man. Their O-line is just no good. I mean, it's been not any good. It seems to be a consistent theme with these bad teams is O-line. They just can't get it figured out. Trevor Lawrence, I feel like he's gonna be really good. This man, obviously, I mean, he's gotten a lot of hype. I don't know if it's overhyped yet, but
it's getting there.
It's definitely getting there. I mean, I do see him being really good. Like, I do. He could be a superstar, but he needs some help with the O-line. I think Urban Meyer could be a really good coach. They got to get him. They have to get him O-line. Defense, Jacksonville's defense is all right. It's not great. It's not like the worst in the league or anything, but it's not very good. Their O-line, though, trash. And, I mean, I wouldn't be too surprised to see something terrible happen like it did to Joe Burrow. Just because they're going to ask Trevor Lawrence to make, like, a stupid amount of plays.
I think Trevor Lawrence is way more durable, though.
I think so, too. He's a bigger dude. He's a bigger athlete. Joe Burrow is kind of smaller. But, I mean, it wouldn't surprise me to see him get hurt in some way, shape, or form because their O-line is just trash. So, they could still win the division, though.
No. They are going to be the bottom tier. Next, we have the Cardinals. Kyler Murray, he definitely is making those big steps in terms of franchise quarterback.
Okay.
He's just making the plays, and I don't know how he's making the plays. He's like Russell Wilson in terms of how he's somehow making these plays. He's just getting the ball to the receivers adequately and smart. The running backs, that's where their biggest weaknesses on the offense. They have a good O-line. Receivers for days. They have AJ Green. They got D-Hop. They got just crazy.
Christian Kirk. I like Christian Kirk.
Yeah, they got some depth.
Did what's his name ever? Larry Fitzgerald ever decided he was coming back?
They said. I mean, I think he's done. I think he's officially done.
And I think that's okay. I don't see a good reason.
He said that he doesn't have the drive. It's kind of like, I don't know.
He's played football for so long.
He can play. He doesn't want to. For the defense, they got an okay front five. They have good linebackers. They got Chandler Jones, Jordan Hicks. Other than that, I mean, their secondary, they have that really good safety. I always forget his name. Buda Baker.
Buda Baker, I love Buda Baker.
He's going to get some picks, like he always does. But other than that, I mean, I see them. I think I can see them making the playoffs this year.
I mean, shit, they most definitely should. I feel like Cliff Kingsbury is on the hot seat. With the amount of talent they got on this roster, I don't think Kyler Murray is bad. I think he's a little overrated, in my opinion. I don't feel like he's, like, super fantastic. I don't think he's, like, close to Russell Wilson. I really don't. But I do think he's, like, more than capable. He's much better than Kirk Cousins or something.
Yeah.
Like, they definitely should make the playoffs this year. I don't see them not doing it. The amount of receivers that they got, like you said, their receiving core is crazy. Their defense is not bad. If they don't make some noise and at least make it to the playoffs this year, and I say win a game, you've got to get Cliff Kingsbury out of there and go ahead and get you a new coach. I think so.
Yeah.
I think so. Because, I mean, they're just, with the amount of players they got receiver-wise, it just has to. They just have to do something.
So next team we got here is the Titans, who I do believe is going to easily win the AFC South without any like it's going to be a guarantee. I guarantee the Titans will win the AFC South, and it's not even going to be close. I see here they're going to put up numbers on the offensive side. They just got Ryan Tannehill, who's not going to do anything super crazy. He's just going to be consistent in terms of passive play. He's going to play some smart football. And then obviously, you're going to give the ball to Derrick Henry at least 25, 30, maybe even 35 times, depending on how the game is going. Derrick Henry is just that type of running back. I don't know how Derrick Henry can just consistently bulldoze defenses down. He just tires the defense out so much to where he's going to consistently get crazy yards over and over again. For the receivers, I have the receivers as pretty... I don't know. They got Julio Jones. They definitely added Julio Jones. They got A.J. Brown. It's a good 1-2 punch, but other than them, I don't see them doing too crazy for the receivers. They got a good offensive line. I feel they're very athletic. It feels like they have guards in the tackle position, just by the way they maneuver, and they're just very quick and agile.
Mm-hmm.
For the defense, the Titans are going to be that type of team where the defense is going to have to step up big time in order for them to make any crazy moves in the playoffs. I think they can make the playoffs.
I think the Titans most definitely can make the playoffs. I mean, I don't know who's going to win that division. I've said it once, I said it again. I don't think the Titans are as great as everyone thinks they are, but I mean, like, they can make the playoffs because I mean I can see them winning the division. I just don't exactly see who's gonna win it. I don't think it's obvious. I mean, they'll always have Derrick Henry. He's always gonna run the ball. I mean, obviously that man is like the most durable player in the league in my opinion. I mean, you just don't see him get hurt. That man is Frank Gore like. He's just a beast. Derrick Henry is he's just not human. So Ryan Tannehill is not bad at all. He's like, I think he's top 15 quarterback in this league. Maybe even, I'd say top 13. Their defense is most definitely the question mark, just like it was the year before. They got Julio Jones in the offseason, so, like, I just don't worry about their offense at all. Like, receivers, A.J. Brown, Julio Jones. They got Derrick Henry, Ryan Tannehill, as I already said, you know what I'm saying? Go back over myself. It's just the defense that you worry about, and I don't see that defense being one that's super great and consistent. Like, it's just nothing to, like, I don't see anything on the Titans defense that I'm like, whew, damn. Like, it's just, that's going to be their issue. They need to get something together defensively, and then they'll have, like, a lock on the AFC South for, I feel like, a good while. But until then, until they can figure out something defensively, that all that firepower they got on offense, which is a whole lot, is going to mean nothing. It's going to mean nothing.
Absolutely nothing. So the next team we have is the Dolphins. And I guess the biggest point here would be the team is going to go how Tua goes.
Mm-hmm. Tua's garbage.
I don't see the hype on Tua as well. I think Tua is just average. That's it. I don't see him doing nothing crazy, but I don't see him throwing like 20 picks either. So he's not going to do nothing crazy. The Dolphins are a very bad team this year. They're not going to do anything at all to me in terms of surprising. Their running backs, I don't see them doing nothing either. They don't really have any weapons, to me anyway. They got Devontae Parker. He's going to put up numbers. They also have Jakeem Grant. I don't know if you know who Jakeem Grant is.
Jakeem Grant, I definitely have heard the name before.
Jakeem Grant, I think he went to Texas Tech. He's a very underrated receiver. They put him in the punt game and kickoff return sometimes, and I don't know why, because I feel like he's their number one in terms of receiver. He's like 5'8", and like he makes plays. Very underrated. Other than that, their defense is nothing. I mean, I don't see nothing on their defense that is going to surprise me.
Really? I feel like the Dolphins' defense is really good. I mean, they got one. Xavier Howard is, like, I'd say one of the, if not the best corner in the league. Man is shut down. I don't know who I would say was a better corner than Xavier Howard. I damn sure wouldn't say Jalen Ramsey. I don't know who else. I swear to God.
Bro.
I would have to easily put Xavier Howard as the best corner in the league.
He's their only person on defense, to me, who's even worth mentioning.
Man, they got a really well-rounded team, Dolphins do. I just feel like Tua is...
Jerome Baker, he can get some tackles. He's going to get at least 100 tackles this year, I think. They also have that one dude on the D-line. Where's he at? I don't even know. I just don't see them. They're definitely not making the playoffs. I'll tell you that right now.
Definitely.
I have them maximum winning maybe 7.
I mean, the Dolphins are real middle of the pack to me just because they don't have a quarterback. Tua is not the answer, bro. And I mean, I feel like we're a lot harder on quarterbacks than they ever were before.
Yeah.
I feel like people used to give like quarterbacks a good 4 years.
Well, they didn't really do that much back then.
Yeah, they didn't.
It was a very run heavy.
It's true.
Era.
It's 100% true. So you just have longer to develop, and now we don't give quarterbacks long to develop, and it's because you just see people, good quarterbacks.
You're supposed to develop quick.
Well, it's because they get so many more snaps and stuff. People throw the ball so much more in high school than they used to. They throw it in college more than they used to. They throw it in the NFL more than they used to. So I can see why people don't. And Tua ain't really shown me shit in the time that he's been the starter and then went back and forth with Fitzpatrick.
And you don't want a left-handed quarterback.
No, and that it's an issue. He has to be really good to be that. That's why you always hear all these talks between the Dolphins and Deshaun Watson. They still talk about trading for him and all those picks and stuff, even though this man is out there freaky D'ing it up. They still talk about trading for him. So I feel like the Dolphins are really well-rounded. Brian Flores is one of the best coaches in the league, I think.
He's very respected in the locker room.
Yes. They got to get him a quarterback, and then people are going to be real surprised what they do. But until then, I don't know.
It's kind of a lost cause.
I would have to agree.
Next team we have is the Patriots.
Oh, Will Fuller's going to come back with the Dolphins, too. And Will Fuller's a beast. Sorry. Patriots.
For 2 games, and then he's going to get hurt again. He's going to get maybe 8 touchdowns in those 2 games.
Exactly.
And then just get hurt 3rd game.
Yeah, the Patriots.
The Patriots, they're going with Mac Jones, which, I wanted them to go with Mac Jones over Cam Newton personally. Ooh, I didn't think they were going to trade Cam Newton, though, or release him. I think they released him. I didn't think they were going to release him, but I would have definitely picked Mac Jones over Cam Newton. Cam Newton shouldn't have went to the Patriots to begin with. It's just because no one wanted him. He did not fit their scheme at all. At all. And that's the reason why Mac Jones is starting. It didn't look right for Cam Newton to even be there to begin with, just because of how unfitting he looked in their scheme. Their running backs, they have a very good running game. I don't know what kind of schemes they're running up, but all in the preseason, they were running the ball like crazy and efficiently. So definitely the running backs and their offensive line look very good. The receivers, that's where their biggest weakness is. They have good tight ends and no receivers. N'Keal Harry, he's not even on the team anymore, right?
No, he's still on the team.
Didn't he request a trade or demand a trade?
I think he did request a trade, but he played. He played in that preseason game.
I did see that as well, but I don't know what he's not good anyway, so.
Yeah, he's not very good. He looked okay in that preseason game, though. I was surprised, but the Patriots play a lot more starters than other teams do when it came to the preseason.
Because it's not decided on the starting roles yet. Their defense, they actually have a decent defense, honestly.
The Patriots always have a decent defense.
They don't have any big names except Michael Judon and Stephon Gilmore, who I think is very overrated as well.
The McCourty brothers still play there, don't they?
One of them.
One of them left?
I think.
Damn, he did his brother like that?
I don't think both of them are there anymore. I think one of them retired, actually.
Damn.
Yeah.
I didn't even know that.
If I'm not mistaken, I don't want to... I know one of them isn't there.
Damn, what are you here for?
I don't know. But, yeah, I don't... A lot of people give Stephon Gilmore a lot of credit, and I don't see it at all.
Top 3 corner.
Maybe top 10.
He's better than Jalen Ramsey.
No.
Actually, matter of fact, go Xavier Howard, Stephon Gilmore, and then I give Jalen Ramsey.
If you're starting that list like at 6, 7, maybe.
No, I'm starting at 1, 2, 3.
But it's definitely their defense is going to have to step up. I mean, they're not going to do nothing crazy anyway. I don't see the Patriots doing anything in terms of playoffs for at least another 2-3 years.
I'll say I disagree with you on the Cam take because I feel like Cam really did fit their scheme, especially since, well, just because, like you said, they don't really have a whole lot of playmakers. Like, I feel like they needed to really scheme up and then have, like, a quarterback that really was, like, a threat to run the ball. I feel like
he wasn't.
Well, I feel like he was. Cam, that was pretty much, like, the only thing I felt really comfortable with him doing. Like, his shoulder's been messed up, and Cam's never really been accurate. That's never been his thing. So, I mean...
He's one of the lowest percentage quarterbacks of all time.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, I can see that. I mean, he's just never been accurate. But, I mean, he could always run the ball. I feel like he fit the scheme well enough. But it didn't surprise me too much when they released him just because he did the thing with the COVID again. Yeah. Like it was something like another 5 days he had to miss practice. And you already know Belichick. If there's one thing that nigga ain't going to do is play the nonsense.
Yeah.
So, like, I mean, I was surprised that we didn't hear any nonsense out of Cam the whole time he was there. But as soon as, like, that was the second time something happened COVID-related with Cam, I'm sure he didn't want to get vaccinated or something. Belichick was just like, nah, go ahead and put the white boy in there, and that's what they did. But yeah, I think I agree with you. I'd much rather see Mac Jones go ahead and go in there and do his thing. I've already seen what Cam can do. There's nothing else really that he can offer me, and yeah, I think the Patriots, they could be really good. I could see them winning like 10 games this year.
Nah.
I'm telling you, I could see it. I could see them winning 10 just because Mac Jones ain't gonna lose them many games.
Maximum, okay. I say 8.
That's max.
That's max.
I say max 12.
Wow.
I say max. The least they win, I feel like, is 8. I put that at the least. That's the least that they win.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
That's a bold statement.
I don't think it is.
So the next thing we got here is the Packers. This was a very, very crazy team in the offseason. No one knew what this team was going to look like.
Goodness. Mm-hmm.
I didn't know what it was going to look like.
I thought
Aaron Rodgers is going to do Aaron Rodgers. Obviously, there's no really discussion about what he can and can't do. MVP.
Mm-hmm.
I kind of feel bad for Jordan Love because we can't see what he can do. I want to see if he is trash or decent or good. And I don't want to have to wait till Aaron Rodgers leaves. I do believe it's Aaron Rodgers' last year in Green Bay.
Facts.
Aaron Jones, I feel like is a good running back. He's not. People have him at top 3, top 5. I don't think he's up there.
I'd give him top 5.
Really?
No, I wouldn't say top 3 though. I would give him top 5 though. He's pretty. I'd give him number 5 at top 5.
That's a stretch for me, but I mean he's definitely top 10.
Okay.
Devontae Adams is gonna do Devontae Adams, best receiver in the league. Easily.
You could definitely argue that. I couldn't be mad at it. He's definitely top 3, or maybe even top 2.
I have him easily at 1. His route running, his catching, his yards after catch, just clutchness. He knows the situation all the time, and he's just gonna get the job done. And he's durable. I've seen him in the game all the time. They brought Randall Cobb back. He's not gonna do nothing.
Yeah, Randall Cobb ain't gonna do anything. He hurt his toe last year.
I do remember that. He missed like 5 games for that. I was like, you tell me it's gonna take that long to heal? Are you serious?
Mama.
They got a couple. I don't know. They have some decent receivers. It's just who's gonna get that many catches other than Devontae Adams? Their offensive line is still gonna be good. As always. David Bakatari or whatever his name is, still a top, I say 3 tackle. Mm-hmm. Their defense is definitely their front 4 and 5 is pretty bad. Good linebackers all the way around.
Damn, I forgot about. Sorry, Jair Alexander.
Yes, he's a hitter.
Yeah, I mean that man. I'd give him top 5 corner in the league too.
I mean he's okay. He's definitely a top 10. Adrian Amos, underrated safety, I think.
He's good.
He's not gonna put up crazy numbers. He's not gonna get like 15 picks, but he's gonna hit your running backs very hard. Kevin King, just get him out.
Yeah,
just get him out.
He's not.
Get
he's
him
not.
out.
Well, actually, I won't say he's terrible, but I mean, he definitely doesn't have any business playing. The only reason he can still play is because he's playing alongside.
He should not go against any 1-2 receivers. Only 3, 4, 5. He can't cover the main guys.
Well, that's why I think he only works because Jair Alexander is cutting off half of the field. Literally cuts the field in half.
He's gonna lose the job to Isaac Yiadom. He was on the Broncos last year, I believe. I could be wrong. Either that last year or the year before. He's gonna steal his spot. They're both not good, but that's just kind of where it's gonna be. Mason Crosby, he's still in the league somehow, and he's like 1,000 years old.
1,001.
And he fell off last year. Like, he missed a lot.
Yeah.
So I think this is gonna be his last year there. Other than that, I don't see. I mean, the Packers, they're gonna make the playoffs somehow again, but they're not gonna do nothing.
Okay. The Packers, man, I mean, like you said, the offseason, which is crazy because, I mean, you usually don't hear a whole lot out of the Packers offseason. This year, it was wild. I don't feel as bad for Jordan Love because, obviously, I mean, in my opinion, he has to be trash. Because if he wasn't trash, after all the shit that we heard this offseason with Aaron, they would just gone ahead and gotten rid of him. And the fact that they didn't, to me, shows that they're like, they don't trust that man in the slightest. Like, you must not trust him at all.
It's just unfair to say that, though, because Aaron Rodgers had an MVP season.
He did have an MVP season. I agree. I do. But it's just like, I just don't feel like they had any trust in him in the slightest for all the drama that brought, all the going back and forth and all the stuff.
I'm so surprised he's on the team.
That's what I'm saying. I was like, there's no way. Especially after he came out publicly, requested a trade. Everybody, I was like,
bad on the front office. And
yes.
Like, you have to be a good player to do that.
To not be, cut the goddamn next day. So no, I didn't. I thought there was no goddamn way this man's gonna come back. And then I see the video of him walking into the facility with his little glasses on and the little
flip flops.
Yes, I'm like, this nigga's really gonna go back and play. And so he did. So the Packers, their defense isn't the worst in the world. It's all right. Jair Alexander is a great corner. Their O-line, like you said, is great. Their receiving core it's all right. I see them. I feel like this year it's either Super Bowl or they're going to lose Aaron. So
they're losing him regardless.
I think if they win the Super Bowl, he would stay. I really do. But do I see
I
them?
wouldn't be surprised if he retired if they won the Super Bowl.
You think he'd retire?
I think he would retire.
I feel like... I don't know. I feel like Aaron's a little petty, and he would want to go ahead and try and keep playing against Tom Brady. But, if they don't win the Super Bowl this year, you will not see him in Green Bay next year.
Yeah.
There's no chance in hell.
Or Devontae Adams.
Or Devontae Adams, no. Well, if Aaron leaves, Devontae Adams is leaving.
Yeah.
That's 100%. I would agree. He's gone. And then we're going to see Jordan Love doodle it up.
So next team we got is the Saints, who actually surprised me in the preseason. They were making tons of plays. They have some depth on their team, especially on the offensive side of the ball. Receivers on top of receivers. I saw literally so many crazy catches on there, from first, second, third, fourth, fifth string receivers making crazy catches. Taysom Hill, he should never have been in the question for starting.
I agree.
I don't know why they were even in a battle for that.
It's just because they paid him so much money.
Facts. Way too much money. Their tight end, I don't even know who their tight end is starting.
I don't know who it is anymore.
Doesn't really matter. Their receivers are just stacked. They have a good offensive line. They usually always do. I was very impressed with Jameis Winston.
Thanks.
He did really good in the preseason. Defensive-wise, everyone is slightly above average. There's no real crazy, playmakers. They still have Malcolm Jenkins, who somehow is still really good.
He is.
Desmond Trufant, I don't think he's good at all. They just got him from the Falcons, I believe.
They got Bradley Roby today, too.
Yeah, they did.
Mm-hmm.
But, he's still not that great to me, honestly.
I don't feel like he should guard the one, but,
yeah.
They got Chris Gardner-Johnson. So, I feel like he's a safety, but he goes over there, he slides over. Go ahead. I'll let you finish your take on the Saints.
Marshawn Lattimore, I think, is definitely the top 5 corner.
Mm-hmm.
I put him in the top 5. He be covering the ones a lot and locking them down. But their defensive their front seven is what's going to determine how good this team goes. Also with Jameis Winston.
Man, the Saints, I feel like everybody was real down on them. I feel like everywhere I see people talking about the Saints, people are talking like a little bit reckless on the Saints. Like, I feel like they're still going to be really good. We saw last year after Drew Brees was gone, like, even for a little while, they still just kept winning. Like, they went on a winning streak. Like, it did not matter. Like, they were low-key better without Drew Brees, in my opinion. Like, I didn't think he was that crazy.
I don't think Drew Brees is even that good.
Okay, we don't got to talk down on Drew Brees. We don't got to talk down on Drew. Don't. But Sean Payton is a great coach. Like, I mean, there's a reason they were that good. Their defense is always stacked.
He's been the coach for, like, at least a long time.
He has been. He's been the coach for a long-ass time. Their defense is always stacked. Their offense always has, like, mad playmakers. Alvin Kamara is obviously, like,
he's going to ball out regardless.
Yeah. He's, like, I mean, you could easily say he's the best running back in the league.
He's my favorite to watch. I wouldn't put him as the best, but he's definitely my favorite to watch.
His acceleration is crazy. I love Alvin Kamara. I feel like the Saints this year, I'm excited to see Jameis Winston. He plays like
a Madden player.
He does.
The way he just spins and jukes and
stops and goes.
Yeah.
Like, he literally stopped 0 to 100 immediately. The Saints, I don't see any issue with them. As long as Jameis Winston does what he should. Who? I see Jameis Winston should ball out. Jameis Winston should ball out. That's what I say. Like, if he does the way that I think he will, then the Saints are going to be right in it as they usually are. And that's just no question to me. No question.
For the Browns, this is the next team. Baker Mayfield. I think he...
How do you feel about Baker?
I like him. He's had hate on him like every year by certain people. I've liked him for a long time, like since he was in the league. I wanted the Broncos to draft him whenever he was coming out.
Really?
But I didn't think he was gonna go one like that. But he did. Nick Chubb, I think, is a top 3 running back.
Okay.
That man is.
I forgot about him.
He's an OG running back. Like the way his play style is, he doesn't even wear gloves.
No, just bowling ball body.
He's just going to run out there with his bare hands and just still stiff arm you to the ground. Kareem Hunt is also there too. So that's a good 1-2 punch. They got Odell, Jarvis Landry. They're going to do their thing, get a couple plays here and there. And they're not going to do nothing crazy. David Njoku, he got moved to the backup because I believe they just added Austin Hooper. So I like David Njoku, but he's not good. I like him, but he's just not good.
I feel like he is good. I just don't see him as a good one tight end. But I mean, he definitely can make some plays. Like if you need like a big play, like receiver tight end. Yeah. But he's not an all around good tight end. I agree.
Their offensive line is still really good. They've been good for a minute. Their defense, that defensive front is gonna be nasty.
Yes.
They got Clowney, Myles Garrett, Myles Garrett is strong
as hell.
He is strong, and he's gonna get at least. I say Myles Garrett may get 15 sacks.
Might smack a nigga with a helmet.
You just might. That front 4, 5, and then their linebackers. That's what's gonna carry him. Denzel Ward. I think everyone had him. Remember, everyone had him as like he's gonna be like top 3 corner in the league, and he may not even be top 10.
I like Denzel Ward. I really like Denzel Ward. I don't see him as like disappointing at all. I feel like he's been really good. And it's only his second year, third year?
No, it's been like I think this is like his 4th or 5th year.
No way.
Yes.
It's like his 2nd or 3rd.
No, he's been on the team for a minute. I can check here. 2018.
2018. So I mean, wait. There's
he played 18, 19, 19, 20, 2021.
This is 2021,
This is his 3rd year.
Yeah, okay, so this is year 3. Yeah, I mean, I guess. But I mean, I'm still not disappointed with what he is. I feel like he's not bad. And corners can play a long time. Corners can. But the Browns, I mean, they're like you said, their O-line is good. I'm not super high on Baker. I'm really not. Really? I feel like he's got a lot of talent around him. Like, I feel like he's definitely, like, I feel like he's, like, a step up over Kirk Cousins. I don't feel like you're going to get a whole lot more out of him than Kirk Cousins. I feel like he's like Ryan Tannehill status. And even then, I feel like Ryan Tannehill is more like athletic than him.
No.
I would say so. Ryan Tannehill he's pretty athletic. I mean, it's quick. I feel like he's got a better arm. The only thing I'd say for Baker is he's probably a better leader than Ryan Tannehill. But other than that, like I said, he's Ryan Tannehill status. He's up there. He's a little bit above Kirk and them. But yeah, their defense is gonna be good. The Browns are. I mean, they're pretty much they're
gonna
set
make
to
the
go.
playoffs.
They're easily. Yeah, I say easily make the playoffs. They're set to potentially go back to the AFC Championship game. But there's a bunch of good teams in the AFC this year. Like the AFC is obviously better than NFC in my opinion.
Yeah, it's not even a debate.
Mm-hmm.
Next team, I don't even want to. I'm gonna be very biased on this. The Chiefs. Obviously, yeah, they got Mahomes. Blah blah.
blah, Patrick Mahomes.
They got Clyde Edwards. He's actually gonna be hurt for a little bit.
Is he really?
I don't know if he's gonna play like the first 2 games or something. He got a pretty bad ankle sprain or something in like the second preseason game. So I mean, hopefully their run game doesn't do too hot. With all that. Obviously they got Tyreek Hill, who's just gonna run past everybody just to catch a lame touchdown.
The kids.
Travis Kelce, one of the most overrated tight ends of all time.
He's literally he might already be the greatest tight end.
Oh my! I've never seen someone who just straight up walks his routes and is just wide open.
The man is literally consistently open.
I don't know how he's wide open all the time, but he just is. Their offensive line got worse.
The offensive line did get worse.
Defense.
They got what's his name though? Didn't they get a left tackle?
They got the one from the Ravens, Orlando Brown.
I don't remember how really good he was.
He's pretty good. They played him out of position, and that's why he wanted to leave because he didn't play his original tackle position. So.
Because they lost, the Chiefs lost like Eric Fisher.
They lost like everyone.
Damn.
But yeah, their defense. I mean, nothing too crazy, but somehow still get the job done. They got Tyrann Mathieu, who I think is very overrated as well. He's just a good tackler, good zone, but he's not good in the man. Matched up with the ones.
He is little. He's a little dude.
He's good in the run game. But that's all I'm going to say about the Chiefs.
And the Chiefs,
obviously they're going to do crazy in the playoffs.
But obviously they're one of the best teams in the league. Obviously they're going to be the matchup in the AFC Championship game, obviously. I mean, it's just, look, it's the Chiefs. I mean, everybody, I get tired of hearing about the Knicks too. I do. But, I mean, Patrick Mahomes, he's the best quarterback in the league, not named Freaky D, a.k.a. Deshaun Watson. He's just, their defense is nasty. I like the Chiefs defense. They got good receivers. They just, if their O-line holds up, I don't see them not being again in the Super Bowl this year. It's going to be close. But, I mean, they got some contenders in the AFC, obviously. They got to fight through the Bills and the Browns and, a couple other players. I mean, a couple other teams. But, I mean, it would not. The Chiefs are just going to keep doing the Chiefs stuff. So, I mean, like, I'm not exactly happy about it.
The Chiefs somehow just managed to always get a first down.
The shit is miraculous. Oh, yeah, and I mean, I almost didn't even say, Travis Kelce is the best tight end in football, in my opinion. It's just like, it's just the amount of times that I'm just like, oh, yeah, they got him, or something like, it's over with. Nope. They somehow throw it to somebody, and I'm just like, I don't even, sometimes I'm not even mad, because I'm just like, I don't know how that happened either.
It'll just be like 4th and 30, and they'll just casually get it.
It makes me less mad because it doesn't just happen to, like, my team. It happens to every team you watch them play against. It's just like, they just did it again. Like, you think you got them, you didn't. But I'm done talking about shit. I don't want to anymore. I agree.
So the next team we got is the Bears. I don't have a high ceiling for them. Andy Dalton obviously is not going to be the starter for the entire year. Justin Fields is going to take over somewhere. And I think he's going to get hurt midway through the season just because of how trash their offensive line is. Their offensive line is awful.
Garbage.
They have Tariq Cohen, David Montgomery. That's a decent 2-punch, but, I mean, they're not going to do nothing crazy. They need to free... what's his name?
Allen Robinson.
They need to free him. Mm-hmm. He has played with awful quarterbacks throughout his entire career, and maybe Justin Fields could do something. But other than that, I mean, their defense doesn't look too hot. They have Eddie Jackson still, who is like their main person. But other than that, I mean, I don't have a high ceiling for the Bears at all. I see them maximum winning is 7 games.
They still got Khalil Mack, right?
They got Khalil Mack, but he's definitely on a downslope for some reason.
For some reason, I agree. Yeah, the Bears, I can't expect too much out of them, to be honest with you. I don't think Andy Dalton will start very long, like you said. But I think it wouldn't be a terrible idea to let that man start all year just because of how bad the Chicago line is. Like you said, I mean,
I feel like they're wasting time starting Andy Dalton.
I mean, I feel like they are wasting time, but it's also like, it's such a confusing and like conflicting situation because it's like I want them to start Justin Fields, but I feel like if they start him, he's gonna get hurt. But it's also like I know Matt Nagy is gonna start him because Matt Nagy is on the hot seat.
Yeah,
that man is gonna be kicked out soon. He's gonna get kicked out the house. He should have been kicked out that. And I like Matt Nagy. I think he should be an offensive coordinator. I don't think he should be a head coach. But yeah, their defense is still really good. It's just they don't have any O-line. And that's going to obviously kill him. Allen Robinson is a beast. Justin Fields, I feel like he's going to be like a beast in the league. It's just without an O-line, your offense is nothing. It's trash.
The Bears actually have a decent front four or decent front five, but they just don't put up the numbers that they should.
No, yeah, because they're
too inconsistent.
And the offense gives the ball back.
They still have Raquan Smith, and when he's consistent, he makes a bunch of plays.
Telling you, but their defense is just tired. When you go 3 and out, I mean, the defense doesn't get any time to rest. Eventually, they're gonna just start getting cooked.
They still have Nick Foles too.
They do have Nick Foles, but I mean, like, I feel like Justin Fields should be the one that's out there. Andy Dalton. I don't know what y'all doing with that.
Yeah.
That's what's up.
Next team is the Rams. Matthew Stafford. I'm not a big Matthew Stafford fan.
Really?
I've never have been. He's a decent quarterback. I mean, he's just a basic pocket quarterback. I see him worse than Ben Roethlisberger.
Oh, that's incorrect. Incorrect.
Very correct.
Incorrect.
Ben Roethlisberger is easily better, and I would pick him every time.
Damn.
Every time.
Every time?
Every time.
People around the league love that man.
The running backs for the Rams are a little weird. Cam Akers, I think he's going to start. D'Angelo, Darrell Henderson, he might start. I don't know who's going to start.
They always got a weird running back situation ever since Todd Gurley left.
Yeah.
They got Sonny Michel, too.
Yeah, they do. That's what I'm saying. It's a very weird room. Their receivers are still kind of the same. They've been the same for a long time. They still have, Cooper Kupp, Robert Woods, and that other dude. What's his name? There's still another one there, right?
What, with the receivers?
They have
the white
Deshaun
dude.
Jackson.
Oh, yeah, but what about the white dude? He's Cooper Kupp.
That's what I said.
Oh, I didn't even hear you say my fault. Cooper Kupp always eats.
Somehow. He's not that fast or really that great, but he somehow just gets yards. They have an okay offensive line. They still have Andrew Whitworth. He's like, what, 62?
At least that man is on life alert.
Their defense, okay, so here we go with the defense for the Rams.
Their defense is like that.
Aaron Donald.
Uh-oh, I already know you'll take on Aaron Donald.
You already know where this is going to go.
Yes, I do.
Aaron Donald, I feel like, is one of the most overrated players of all time. Of all time. Not even defensive tackles, but all time. I'm not saying he's trash, because he's not. He's definitely good. He's not godly. He's a very good defensive tackle, but I'm not even going to put him with the greats at all. Like, he's not even in the discussion. He's not even in the same room.
Oh, my goodness.
But
I'm talking
that's for Aaron Donald. He's going to get, a crazy amount of sacks, crazy tackles. But, I mean, they're not even, like, special. Like, I'm not seeing nothing crazy from him. Like, he's just pushing them back. He's just strong. Like, it's like a bodybuilder playing football. And it works. Their linebackers are pretty good. They have a decent secondary with Jalen Ramsey, obviously. Who I think is top 5.
I'd give him top 5.
But other than that, I don't see the Rams making the playoffs.
Whoa!
Really?
No, playoffs?
You have them making the playoffs? Really?
Did they not make the playoffs last year with Jared Goff? hurt and they ran with some backup QB. I feel like with Matt Stafford this year, boy, I would watch out for the Rams, in my opinion.
Nah.
The Rams this year, I feel like, are gonna go absolutely crazy. I've always heard how good Matt Stafford was, and I mean, I never thought he was terrible or nothing, but he played for the Lions, so it was like, nigga, who cares? But now he plays for the Rams, and I feel like Sean McVay is a great coach. I see them eating. Their defense is obviously fantastic. It was like number one last year in like a bunch of stats. They got a really good corner in Jalen Ramsey. They got the best defensive player in the game in the Rams. So yeah, Aaron Donald is gonna continue to eat like he always does. It wouldn't surprise me that man wins like Defensive Player of the Year again. They're gonna. I feel like this year I'll watch out. I'll watch out for them boys. They're in the NFC, right? I'm pretty sure I wouldn't be surprised to see them in the NFC Championship game. Matt Stafford's gonna show you off something, and if he doesn't, then well.
I hope he does. I mean, I hope he does. Because I'm not a fan of him, but I'm not hating on him. I just don't like him. But I mean, I don't hate the Rams. A lot of people hate the Rams organization. I don't hate them. Like I don't see them as toxic or nothing like that.
I don't see a reason to hate them.
They're very hated around the league. But yeah. Next thing we have is the Ravens here.
The Ravens.
I like watching the Ravens just play.
Yeah.
They're very enjoyable to watch. Lamar Jackson, obviously. I mean, how can you not like to watch him?
Of course. Michael Vick.
They have crazy running backs.
Do they really?
They have Gus Edwards, J.K. Dobbins, and they added Le'Veon Bell.
Le'Veon Bell fell off.
He did, but just adding him in there can just kind of change things.
Yeah.
They got Mark Andrews, who is, I believe, a top 5 tight end.
Yeah, I would agree.
Very underrated.
People sleep on him because he's white.
They really do. They really do. They added Sammy Watkins.
They did? I didn't know that the Chiefs lost Sammy Watkins.
Right after the Super Bowl.
Wow.
So I'm not sure if he's going to be the one or if they're going to give it to Marquise Brown. But, I mean, they could do something offensively, mainly just because Lamar, he's just a dual threat. Good offensive line still. Their defense is kind of old in the front 5 area, so I don't see them getting a crazy amount of sacks. I see maybe a combined total from the whole defensive line, maybe 10 to 12 sacks.
Wow, really? They added Calais Campbell.
He doesn't do that much.
Calais Campbell is crazy.
He gets a lot of batted passes. That's why they've got him.
Calais Campbell's really good.
I see their secondary just carrying their. I mean, they're not. If they don't get no pressure. If they do get pressure on their offenses that they go up against for the front 4, it's going to be a crazy defense.
The Ravens, I feel like, are set to do a whole lot. I mean, Lamar's gotten better every year that he's been in the league, which is crazy to say because that man won an MVP in his rookie year? His second year. It was his second year. So it's crazy to say that. It seems like he keeps getting better. So, I mean, that's gonna be wild to see, obviously. They got him a little bit more receiver help. He needs more.
Yeah.
Because the Ravens receiving core isn't super fantastic or nothing. But, I mean, they lost Des Bryant. I don't know what they're going to do. But other than that, like, the Ravens, like, I feel like they're set to do a whole lot, too. Once again, the AFC is stacked.
It's very stacked.
It is. I feel like,
that's where a lot of the big moves went.
Mm-hmm. It's sad to say that I feel like the Chiefs got one spot in the AFC like playoff or the championship game locked down, but who's going to be in the other spot? I feel like it's like completely. I got no fucking idea. Zero. None.
I have the Ravens are going to make the playoffs. Are they going to do anything crazy? I don't think so, but they're going to make the playoffs.
I can see the Ravens winning the playoff game.
Next team we have is the Raiders. Derek Carr is just going to kind of be Derek Carr. He's very inconsistent. A lot of people have him as a very underrated. I don't have him underrated at all. I feel he has very bad pocket awareness.
It's hard to put Derek Carr in a spot. Like, where would you put him, like, top what? Quarterback?
20?
Top 20? So, like, what do you mean? Like, he's number 20?
Not number 20. Maybe, like, 16, 17?
Oh, see, that's the thing. I would have to put, when I start making the list, I have to put Derek Carr, like, top 13.
Really?
Yes.
I mean,
that's counting Deshaun Watson in there.
He's durable. Other than that year he tore his ACL in the playoff game, but
And he popped his groin at one time. I remember that one football game.
but he doesn't have a clutch gene.
He's not clutch.
He's not clutch at all. Josh Jacobs is crazy.
He is. Josh Jacobs.
He is crazy. He's gonna get the first down regardless. I don't know how he does it, but he's just going to.
Sure.
Hunter Renfrow, Henry Ruggs, Willie Snead. They got a couple weapons. It's just the Raiders. They somehow can win games that you don't think they can win. They were the first team to beat the Chiefs last year.
They were. I forgot about that. And then they did some crazy shit. Didn't they ride around the Chiefs Stadium or something on the bus, acting a fool?
I
feel like I remember that being a big story.
Darren
Waller's a beast.
He is. He's second or third.
I'd say third or fourth easily. I would agree with you.
I don't know how he is good, but he is good. He's just crazy athletic.
Mm-hmm.
And he's like an old player already. He's like already 28, 29.
Is he really that old?
I think he's pretty old. Yeah, he's 28.
Damn, yeah, he's kind of old.
Their offensive line.
He's in his prime.
Yeah, he's in his prime right now. Offensive line. Raiders always have a good offensive line. It doesn't matter who you put. They always have big bodies on there. They just have huge offensive line. They sometimes run with a 6 offensive line in run plays. So they're always going to do good. Defensive line, Max Crosby, very, very underrated. Probably not even underrated, but I feel like he's going to ball out. Other than that,
and he can Ngakwe.
Yeah. Other than that, I don't really see them doing that crazy.
What is his name?
I don't know how to pronounce his name, but he played for the Bears, and this last year was his first year with the Raiders. He's a good. The Broncos were actually trying to get him as well. He's a good tackler. I mean, he's not that good in the zone, but he's a good run stop linebacker. Nick Kwasowski or whatever his name is.
Yeah, there you
go. They got KJ Wright recently as well, but I don't see them doing that. Their secondary is very weak, very weak. I don't have the Raiders making the playoffs this year. I have them winning maximum 9 games.
The Raiders need to make the playoffs. They really do. Because what is it, the 4th year with John Gruden? 4th or 5th?
I mean, he has like 5 more years on this contract.
Yeah, he got a 10-year contract. But I see if they don't make the playoffs, it would not surprise me if you got to give that nigga the boot. Because he's bullshitting. To hire somebody that good, are supposedly that good, to take him out of retirement and everything, and he hasn't done shit, get his bitch ass the fuck out of here. But yeah, I don't see the Raiders doing too much. I don't got much to say about the Raiders. They're not very exciting. Josh Jacobs is a beast, like you said, but their defense is pretty consistently trash, in my opinion. Their O-line is all right, I would agree.
People get very high expectations, and then they don't. On the Raiders,
mm-hmm.
Like they look good on paper, and then when they play, it's like they don't do good.
They lose games that they should win, and then they'll win the occasional game that they definitely should lose.
That's why their record's always low.
Mm-hmm. And then it seems like teams always quit on the Raiders. Like the whole squad seems to quit on them by the end of the year. So yeah, I don't see the Raiders doing too much. No playoffs for them. Mm-hmm. It's about that time. It's about that time.
So we got the 2 main teams that we came here for. So we're gonna get this is gonna be a little bit more diving into. So my team, the Broncos here.
Broncos.
I feel like if you don't even, it's like you can't say this, but you don't include the quarterbacks, we have a top 5 roster.
I agree wholeheartedly. That's not. I don't think that's too debatable. There's a reason why. Deshaun Watson has put them as one of the places that he said he would go, and Rodgers put it as one of the places he would go. Didn't Tom Brady try and go to the Broncos? But they just didn't want that nigga.
No,
they just didn't want him. I would say so. Definitely top 5 roster in the league without counting the quarterback.
Yeah, if you put the quarterback into question, they become like a top 12, top 15 team.
Mm-hmm.
So, in the preseason watching it, I had Drew Lock winning the battle with the ones. They were given equal reps in the first game. Drew Lock easily won that game. Second game, in the preseason, they gave Teddy Bridgewater way more reps with the ones, and when they put Drew Lock in there, they gave him strictly only second stringers, and the whole offensive line was second string. So it made him look trash because of how the players that he had to be with at the time. Teddy Bridgewater, he played with the ones the whole time. Even in the third game, he played with the ones, and then they put Drew Lock with the second, third, fourth strings. And it's like you can't expect Drew Lock to ball out. If they would have gave equal reps, I think Drew Lock would have won the battle. I felt like the coaches are playing it safe with their jobs on the line by putting Teddy Bridgewater in. Mm-hmm. Which isn't a bad thing because, I have them both ranked the same. I just want to see Drew Lock play over Teddy Bridgewater. I think it's going to happen sometime if the team doesn't look too hot. They're definitely going to put Drew Lock in. But that's on the quarterback situation. The running backs, you got Melvin Gordon, who is very underrated. He's just kind of hurt all the time as well. But when he's in, he's gonna make consistently good plays and get yards. They added Mike Boone from the Vikings, and he's gonna be a solid 3-back. He's hurt right now. I think he's gonna be on IR for like 2 or 3 weeks into the league or into the season. But they added Javonte Williams, who was ranked the highest, second highest in the. It's going to. He's definitely going to be the best, I think. I think he's going to win the job sometime, maybe at the end of the year, just by his play. So I think he's going to do better than Melvin Gordon. Receivers, we have a top 5 receiving corps, I think.
Yeah, I would agree with you.
We have Cortland Sutton. We have Jerry Jeudy, KJ Hamler, Tim Patrick, Noah Fant.
No offense.
I'm not even going to try to pronounce. Everyone calls him Big O, Albert O. Very athletic tight end.
You don't want to try and say his name?
Okabunam.
Ooh!
I think that's how you say it.
That rolled up the tongue.
But it's scary on what this can do if we can consistently have good quarterback play. Good offensive line. That's something I haven't said in probably 6 years. Very good offensive line. I think our weakest link is still the right tackle, though. That's the only spot. And the defense, talk about being stacked. The defense is going to be crazy, and people are going to see it. The depth on our team and the defensive side is crazy. I'm not even going to talk about them all because I could go on for like an hour just talking about this defense. This entire defense is just stacked. They all are just playmakers. Doesn't matter. I'm okay with whoever's in at the time, just because of our depth. And then we're getting Von Miller back, who I'm excited about because I know he's just going to be coming ready. Bradley Chubb, this is his year to show. I'm still not too hot on Bradley Chubb. He's good, but he needs to do way better, especially if Von Miller is on his downslope. He's got to pick up the slack, and I just haven't been seeing that a lot.
And with Von Miller being back this year, not to speak on your team, but it should take a lot of pressure off sides. Like, they should all be going for Von Miller, so you should be getting the team's weakest side. So he should definitely.
That's what I'm saying. He needs to definitely ball out. Our secondary, I'm not even going to speak on it because I'm going to let them just show y'all. They're going to be nasty, very nasty, and I see them making huge moves.
Rock star, nigga. Now we need a rock bitch.
I think the actual. I think the ceiling for the Broncos got to be at least 14.
14?
At least 14 games. That's the ceiling. Lowest, I say 8 games.
My only issue I have with the Broncos roster, like you said, is just the It's just y'all's QB situation. If y'all had a good quarterback, like if y'all had Deshaun Watson or y'all had somebody for real decent, it would be without question, like y'all would be in Super Bowl contention. Like I wouldn't even look at it halfway sideways. But on y'all's quarterback situation, which is the best thing I can speak on, because obviously our receivers are good, tight ends are pretty good, y'all's defense is pretty godly for the most part. I would only say with the offense, I don't see why they wouldn't just let Drew Lock play. I feel like we know what Teddy Bridgewater is.
It's the coach's decision. They want to save their job just by playing it safe.
And it just doesn't make a whole lot of sense.
You know what you're gonna get with Teddy Bridgewater.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying.
I want to see what Drew Lock has done in the offseason with all this competition, because he's definitely improved from what I saw. That's all I would have to say for the Broncos at the moment, because I could go on for hours.
Yeah, Teddy. I would say they should just start Drew Lock. He's young. Give him his last chance this year. If he doesn't eat, draft you another quarterback. Because Teddy Bridgewater and if Drew Lock isn't good, they're not the answer.
Yeah.
Okay.
Last team we have here is the Texans.
Here we go. I'm gonna go ahead and take the phone for this one. The Texans. Oh, they make my head hurt, bro. Them boys make my head hurt. They do. I won't even get too deep into talking about Deshaun, or that's obviously the elephant in the fucking room on what that man has going or what he does. He's in a difficult situation. The only thing I'll speak on is allegations. I don't think there's any way in hell that he did the things that they say he did. But also the FBI is involved in looking at it now. So it's bro, it's serious. So I don't really know. I think we're better off at this point. If he's not going to play, which we have him as a healthy scratch for all Sundays this year, then we just should trade him for the most that we can get. But I don't think his trade value is very high right now, because everybody knows that he said he's not going to play for us. So I don't blame them for not getting rid of him yet. If they weren't going to get rid of him before they already said it, then why get rid of him? Tyrod Taylor, he is the starter. They made that man the official starter. And he deserved the job. I watched some Davis Mills. Davis. I watched his start. In the preseason, he didn't really do a whole lot. He was just bitch ass white boy. I'm not too high on him. To be honest with you, Tyrod Taylor, I'm fine with him starting. I really am. I wish Deshaun Watson could be there, but he's just not. So, our running back room is not bad, bro. It's really not.
It's strange.
It is strange. And I really feel like either David Johnson, Philip Lindsay, or Mark Ingram will get traded in the season. I don't know which one it will be, but one of them is going to be
all
gone.
of them.
It wouldn't surprise me, but one of these, I think one of them will stay for sure. Scotty Phillips is really good. Philip Lindsay, I really like Philip Lindsay.
Never fumbled for the Broncos.
No, he's a beast. David Johnson, I feel like we can get rid of his bitch ass. Do not care what he does. And Mark Ingram is beast. Rex Burkhead, he has no business being around, but that's just, I'm not even going to get into that. He's just another, whatever. Jordan Akins, this is his last year to show that if he can ball out or not. I don't know this Eckler dude. I don't know why we signed Danny Amendola.
That was yesterday?
Yes, and I don't know how we got him after we released Kiki Cutie. What was the point of doing it? And Danny Amendola is 30-something.
It's 33
yes,
or 34.
He's fucking old. But Brandon Cooks is obviously our number one receiver.
I forgot he was on the team.
Yep, he's obviously the number one. Anthony Miller, he's a beast too. Chris Conley, he is not bad either. Nico Collins is our rookie this year, and he's going to make some noise. People are going to be surprised what that man does. But beside that, our offensive line is a lot better than it's really been in a long-ass time, which is sad since we don't have Deshaun. With, Laramie Tunsil, and our whole line is actually decided, so I'm not going to get too into it. I'm really not. I would say our defense is not bad. We got to watch out for Charles Omenihu and what's his name? I can't remember. He's the GOAT. Jacob Martin. Jacob Martin is one of the best pass rushers in the league. I will say that without question, and that's crazy.
I would have to see that.
You will have to see it. Our secondary is trash, though. Won't even speak on it. Lonnie Johnson is going to be good, though. I would go ahead and say that Houston, they have a chance to win this division. People are really talking down. They have a chance. That's all I got to say on them, bro. It really is.
So for me, I don't have the Texans doing anything, honestly. I say max games they're going to win this year. 6. I really do. And that's being completely honest. I see them as a top 3 pick in the draft for next year. they have random players, and it's just you can't win like that. Plus, same head coach. I mean, are just gonna no? They got rid of him, right?
Yeah, they got different head coach.
Yeah,
they
they
got
got
David
rid of
Culley.
I don't know who that is.
He was he was a position coach on the Ravens.
Mm.
The Texans are going to surprise some people this year, but I still say max games we win 10.
10.
That's max.
Wow.
That's absolute max. If we went over 10, there'd be pigs outside flying and shit. Impossible shit going on.
I can't see them past 6. I really can't.
Just have to wait and see.
I know they're not gonna win the division, and
I just don't know about that. I really just don't know.
They're either gonna be 4th or 3rd.
They're 100% going to be better than Jacksonville, in my opinion.
So that's all the teams. Just talking about the rosters and expectations for the year. Last thing we have is just the picks of the week for week 1.
Yurt.
So this is gonna be something we're gonna keep tally of.
Yurt.
And first game we got on Thursday, Cowboys and Bucks. I have the Bucks winning this.
I also have the Bucks winning it. If you're picking it just outright, 100%. Is there like a spread? You want to pick against the spread, or you want to just go?
I'm just gonna go straight up.
Just pick them to win it.
Straight up.
Yeah, I would 100% go the Bucks. It's 100% the Bucks.
The Broncos and the Giants. The Broncos should easily beat the Giants. I hope they beat the Giants because it's the Giants, and I have the Broncos winning.
Where do they play?
They're playing in New York.
They're playing in New York. I would definitely go Broncos.
Eagles and the Falcons. That's going to be a close game.
I don't think it's going to be as close as you give credit for.
I think the Eagles are going to win. I hope they win. They should win.
It's Philly at ATL?
I believe so.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
So it's I guess it will be closer than you think. I'm gonna go Philadelphia. I still say Philly wins.
Jets and the Panthers. It's gonna be close. I think the Panthers are gonna win it though.
I would have to agree. 100% Panthers.
We have the Chargers and the Washington football team.
That would be a good ass game.
I think the Chargers are gonna win this.
I think the Chargers will also win, but it's not going to be easy because the Washington football team's defense. Dwayne Haskins ain't even on the football team no more.
49ers and the Lions. We can just skip this one because we know who's going to win this.
It's the Lions for sure. Definitely going 49ers on that one.
That's not even going to be close. We got the Steelers and the Bills. I have the Bills winning.
I was going to go Bills too.
But I think it's going to be a good game. Seahawks and the Colts. I have the Seahawks.
I don't think Carson Wentz. They're talking about he might play week 1.
No, he's not going to play.
They're saying there's a chance.
Either way, if he does play, Seahawks are still going to win.
Yeah.
Bengals and the Vikings.
I'm going to go Bengals.
I have the Vikings.
I
don't think the Bengals are even. They're still on the low tier team. Texans and the Jaguars. That's going to be a.
Houston.
That's going to be a fight to the end.
Houston.
I don't know. I think I'm going to have to.
Is he going to say it? He's going to say it?
I don't know who to pick, honestly.
It's a toss-up.
I would have to go Jags. But I wouldn't be surprised if it was like 10 to 3.
I 100% say the Texans. I do.
The Cardinals and the Titans, that's going to be a good game. I feel like the Titans can win that one, though.
Titans can win that one, but I'm going to go Cardinals. I am.
I wouldn't be surprised if they won it, too. Dolphins and the Patriots, I have the Patriots winning.
Patriots winning 100%.
Saints and the Packers.
Saints and the Packers, that's
I have
going
the
to be a
Packers
game.
winning.
I feel like the Saints are going to surprise people. I really do. I'm going to have to go to Saints on that one. They usually come out pretty strong, too. The Saints do. They're good opening day.
Browns and the Chiefs, picking the Browns. Obviously. I'm pulling for the Browns big time here.
Nigga, what?
No pause. I was going to have to go Chiefs. Chiefs, when it comes to, after a bye week or, week 1 or straight into the playoffs, Andy Reid he's the best coach in the league. Just off extra preparing time, and they're gonna come out with some completely they always come with some plays that you're like, I've never seen this formation in my life, bro. I don't know what they're doing. So yeah, the Chiefs will win that game.
We have the Bears and the Rams. I have
The
the
Rams.
Rams easily winning this.
Mhm.
Not even question.
And you don't bitch ass. I mean, QB1.
First Monday night game, last game of week 1, Ravens and the Raiders. That's going to be a close game, but I think the Ravens are going to win it.
Mm-hmm. Ravens without question. I'm not the Christian.
So, that's pretty much the wrap up for the first episode. I feel like the first one is just going to be the longest just because we have to go over all the rosters.
Exactly.
So the next ones we can kind of shorten it down just by going by week.
And we'll get to freestyle a little bit more. But I mean, there was just things to establish, opinions to establish on each team.
Yeah.
Now you know how we feel, and you know what I'm saying? If I can go back and we can really
We got plenty of other weeks to talk about other things as well.
It's the damn truth. It's the damn truth.
But as of right now, this is the end of the first one.
We were worried about not being able to talk for like 30, 45 minutes, and it ended up being 2 hours and 4 minutes.
Lots of information. But, the first one was just going to take the longest before. But, that's all I have for the first one.
I don't got nothing else to say myself.
Good answer.
I hope there was a whole lot of informational things to find in there.
Hopefully we kept y'all entertained.
I
Whoever
was-
watches this.
There you
But I think that's going to be the end of episode 1.
And we 100% did not go pee in the middle of this episode. Alright, that's going to be it for this one. We'll be back next week.
go.
See if our picks of the week are correct, and we have a tally here to see. So we will see who has the most by the end of the season.
No. Alright, here we go.
I just got one
Deuces.
question.
On the flip.